Hello, hello, hello. Hi, I'm going to let people come in. How is everyone? This is exciting. Let me know if you can hear me. I saw Chrissy. Oh, hi, Chrissy. No, you're not late. You're just on time. We're right on time. It's 4 o'clock. Yay. Okay, so we got a couple of people coming in. How is everybody? How's it been? Um, I wasn't here last week because my what's this called? Ring light. My ring light blew out, and then with the technical issues on like Restream, I'm still not fully sure what's all going on with that. So I was trying to, be able to do you can see me live, but I'm not able to do that right now. But still, we're gonna have this conversation. I'm so excited. This is first of all, this is like the sixth different idea that me and Alicia have had where we're like, oh, we need to work on this. We need to talk about this. So I'm glad we got this one together. I'm really excited. Um, my do I need to do an intro? We all kind of know. I'm assuming everyone. Hey, Jabile. I'm assuming everyone here knows Alicia, right? But if you don't know Alicia, Alicia Renice, the artist, is a multi-dimensional artist. She makes all different kinds of arts across all different kinds of mediums. Literally everything she does is meaningful in some kind of way, and that's really beautiful. Um, and today we're going to talk about because I think she's given more into the spirit of artistry than I have per se. However, I feel like we both connect in that space of like wanting what we do the most with our time in the world to be something beautiful and meaningful and nourishing to be left behind even once we're gone. You know what I mean? Like we want the things we do to be impactful in that way. And that can be difficult though when you live in a capitalistic society where certain measures of your worth and thus how you're treated and all different types of things, those things can affect how you experience the world if you're not producing in a very particular way that may feel like um, disharmonious, with what it is you truly feel like you want to be doing in the world, right? So we're just gonna have a really cool conversation, multi-dimensional conversation. We I can't show you, some of the things we're talking about, but anybody, if if you were around with us when we were watching the Basquiat movie and things like that, we're going to be referencing those types of things. All I can say is pay attention to my community tab as much as possible. Check in every now and then because sometimes I will post things that we'll be referring to in these conversations. So, yeah. But without further ado, I'm going to bring on my illustrious guest. Hey, girl.
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm excited. I'm happy. I'm
I
nervous, but I'm
know.
excited. So,
Why are you? Well, tell me why you're nervous.
I always get nervous. First of all, this is your house, right? So I want to make
Mhm.
sure that I'm, taking care of your house. But also, I don't know when I talk about art, I get really weird, and so I hope that I'm easy to follow and understand. I don't think what I'm going to be saying is that weird, but
No, I
you
know what
know,
you mean. I
I
know
hope that
what
I'm
you mean.
understood.
Hi,
Yes.
Marissa.
Yeah.
Hi. Um, I know exactly what you mean because it's like it can get out there.
Yeah.
It can get out there, and it's like, but you don't see this.
Yes.
Sometimes it's like you don't see this. You
Exactly.
don't see this going on, but okay, it's fine, no problem.
Oh, yay.
So
Hi,
let me
Chrissy.
consult my outline.
Ooh.
So the overarching theme of the conversation, I think, I amalgamized it into the balance between authenticity and responsibility.
Mhm, mhm,
And the reason I went that way, because like I said, you and I share a lot of the same values in terms of like what we believe we're doing with the things that we are doing within the world, both publicly and privately.
Mm-hmm.
And so, within the context of, the Basquiat movie, I said that for me, all my life I had been hearing about Basquiat, 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 and there was this connotation of like, this is art of the highest order. You know what I mean? Like, this is the standard. This is just raw, unfettered artistry, and it's of high quality. And then I see the story of this person, and I'm just like, oh hell no.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
It was bad.
It was
Oh,
so
Chica.
it just kept
It
getting
was bad.
worse. I couldn't believe it. And it was just like, now mind you, and I'll say maybe this is me toot my own horn or thinking I know everything. But when I saw the art, I'm not gonna lie, part of it was like, this, this.
I don't mean no harm.
I don't mean I'm not the target audience. I
Right.
just
It
said
just
it.
went over my
I
head.
am
Yes.
not the target audience, but I'm still kind of like questioning. But you know what? Who am I to argue with history?
That part.
Like, who am I to argue with history? The proof is in the pudding.
Yeah.
So,
But I also feel like, I'm just gonna go there. I feel like because of who he was around too, and who supported him, like Andy Warhol and them. Like I feel
mhm.
like, because even when I look at some of Andy Warhol's work, the same thoughts. I'm like, I mean, I get it, and I'm not. And
Girl,
again, I'm just not the target audience. I'm not saying it's
now,
not
when I
art or
was
it's
in
not
the
good.
tub, before
Mhm.
I got in, and my mind drifted over to Andy Warhol, and I was just like, we see each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
We see each other because, like, and then, like, that friendship,
Mm-hmm.
it was like there was a purity, it was pure,
Mm-hmm.
but
Mm-hmm.
there was also this, like, I won't say and I can't say that it was malicious on either part
Oh.
per se,
Mm-hmm.
but there was kind of this dance happening.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't feel like it was unsafe.
Yeah.
I'll say that
Yeah.
between them two, I don't feel like it was unsafe,
Mm-hmm.
but it was just kind of like you're leaning on this white guy.
Yeah.
You're leaning heavily on the reputation of this white guy, but even the white guy's like, yeah, you're better than me. You're
Yeah.
better, like, but I can't even do what you do.
Yeah.
You,
Yeah. And I was watching this documentary by Andy Warhol, and that there's it's on Netflix, and they use his voice, like it's AI generated his voice to voice his journals, because he kept a journal and stuff like that. And so he
mm-hmm.
was talking about when he came on the scene, and this is obviously after he's had his whole career. Chica,
Why
but this is
would you hold on, Invincible Summer? We're talking about this movie. I'll
yeah.
have to shoot it to you later. It's this movie about Basquiat, the
I said,
artist.
what is it called? Let me see. I'll
It was
find it, but
okay, cool. And
yeah.
anybody else who had watched it or knows where the link is, you could put it in the thing. But it stars Jeffrey Wright.
Yes.
It stars a lot of people. It has a lot of
Oh,
different. It's an older movie,
it's
but
called Basquiat. Yeah.
yeah, it's called Basquiat,
Hmm.
and it's about the artist. Now, mind you, and you may say, "Oh, well, this is a dramatization because this is a theatrical movie."
Hmm.
But I watched, and I sent it to you, Alicia. I don't know if you watched it, the documentary.
No, not yet. Not the documentary
It's
yet.
fine. No, but the documentary, the reason I like to watch both of them,
Hmm.
because like the girlfriend with the little bob haircut, the dark hair girl, she's in the real lady is in the documentary. So it's like you can kind of line stuff up and be like, oh wait, that's true.
Yikes.
Oh
Yeah.
wait, so that really wasn't an exaggeration.
Yes. Yikes. I'm glad they were honest, but
Yeah, no.
he was a rough
Absolutely.
individual. So,
Absolutely. So, but honestly, in talking about that and giving that context of like the movie, and thank you so much, Chica,
yay.
and the subject matter we're talking about, I
Mhm.
think that is the collective fear, even though it's a double-sided thing, or
Mhm.
maybe even multifaceted thing altogether, that fear,
Mhm.
because there's this thought of like, to be truly free in your artistic expression inherently means to be poor, or to be burdensome,
Mhm.
to be uninterested in the
Mhm.
collective and
Mhm.
in how you contribute to the collective or just impact the collective in a general sense.
Yeah.
And but to see a situation like that where that seems to be very extreme, like those things are just pushed up to the max.
Yeah.
This person was also able to beat capitalism. Like this person was also able to win capitalism.
Not win capitalism. That's funny. Because in some there's a lot of privilege at play. We have to start with privilege with Basquiat, right? Like he came from a well-to-do family. He was not poor. Like he chose to put on poverty, like almost like a costume. And I find that insulting because historically speaking, I mean, when you consider everything, racism, sexism, classism, all the things, right? Like art has become this thing that we assume that only rich people get to do, or only what's the word I'm looking for? Accomplished people do, right? And
Yeah,
usually
yeah.
accomplished means suffering. Like if you suffer, then you get to create. If you suffer, then you
If you
get to be an
suffer for some
artist.
kind of token, because it has to be
Yes.
validated outside of you. It can't just be
Yes.
something that you feel like, okay, I've earned this, I'm
Mm-hmm.
good. It
Mm-hmm.
has to be validated by outside sources, and typically um dominant
Yes. Yeah.
sources.
Yes. And also Basquiat's a man. And so he was also, I feel like, a little bit tokenized. And so I think that kind of played in his, I'm not going to say that he wasn't talented. I think that who he appeals to is who he appeals to.
Yeah,
But I
yeah, yeah.
also acknowledge that because people like people within the art scene that he was also taking advantage of and leaving behind in the dust helped him. It's like that's how he got along. So even though he looks like, oh yeah, he's Basquiat, Basquiat is made up of multiple people. Basquiat, the artist that we know about, is made up of exactly the starving artist. The starving artist has become so normalized. That's not normal. And honestly, it's because society devalues art that artists are broke. It's not because it's
Yeah.
not valuable. It's not because it doesn't, make people money. Obviously, the CEO, I'm getting ahead of myself, but the CEO of Spotify, right, makes hundreds of millions of dollars, right? So art is profitable.
Yeah.
It's just that the profit is not going to the artist. That's
Yeah.
why artists are broke. That's it. And so
Mm-hmm.
in the same way, like, yeah, you have to have a community around you that is supportive and that's not exploiting you for you to do well as an artist. And I think that because Basquiat lucked out, like he was surrounded by people who, like Andy Warhol, who was he was infatuated with him, with his art. Not him as a person. I don't know about their relationship, but like he was infatuated with his art, and he supported him, gave him a chance. He had funding. Somebody gifted him a room to create art in. And so when we're considering
A
how successful
gallery.
Basquiat is, exactly. When we're considering how successful Basquiat is, it's because he is successful because a lot of people gave him free things, like an opportunity. His friends supported him, and in the documentary, he turns on his friends, which was heartbreaking. The people who supported him and made him who he was. So I think, like, unfortunately, there is a level of playing the game that Basquiat did and throwing away people that capitalism requires. But yes, like on his own, in his own creations, like he was able to make a name for himself, but it didn't come without a cost. You know what I mean?
Right.
But yeah.
Well, that's the thing. And that's what I want to talk about, because let's really examine that when you say like he threw the people away. And so for me, the question is, but I feel like he wasn't even thinking about it at all. But the question is, had he considered that he could have still achieved whatever it was he wanted to achieve without doing that?
That's a good question. I hope that he knew that he could because he's the
Right.
artist, right? Like, hello, like they're here to see you, right? So I hope that he knew that he could. To me, it just seemed like he was like an apathetic kind of person, and like so he might not have cared, right? But
He
go
came
ahead. Sorry.
off as like, he came off as like insecure, while still like he knew that he had it, whatever it was that he wanted to have. He knew he possessed it, but there was still this searching for of kind of validation that no matter what he was getting from the community that was sustaining him, he was still so focused on that validation that he was not reciprocating. You know what I mean? Like he was nothing but a drain, kind of.
Yeah.
Or a siphon.
Yeah. And the girl that he was dating and living with and living off of, the art of hers that he destroyed,
Right.
all of that, like in my mind, from the movie, don't know him personally, obviously. But from the movie, he doesn't seem like a very nice person. And so I think that, to your point, I think there is insecurity there. And I think that he had that mentality by any means necessary, right? Like,
Yeah.
by any means necessary, I will be successful. I will do X, Y, and Z to get my name out there. So yeah.
And like, yeah, and it's like I see you, I like you, you like me. I'm not worried about how you're going to feed the both of us. I'm not worried about, how traumatizing it may be for you to have to come home and bring me back to life, after work. It's just, that's not something.
Literally bringing it back to life. Okay.
Literally, necromancy.
Okay. Y'all, there
Okay.
was a scene in there where he basically took too much of something and he was not alive, it seemed like, for a part. And so the girl who he was living with and living off of had to come in and basically pound his heart to get it to pump again, I guess. I guess that's what she was doing in that scene. So yeah.
Yes, reviving this man. Um, Invisible Summer said a lot of
Mhm.
artists and writers aren't the best
That's true.
people. Talent and morality aren't mutually exclusive. Absolutely not. But I think this is more so, this conversation I'm having is about unpacking these tropes and these stereotypes and these things that we carry around as a collective to be able to examine people, as individuals. Because I do feel like a lot of what we don't like in the world, in terms of like when somebody very high profile, known for their artistry, does something heinous or, just generally distasteful or whatever, there's this wave of, oh, we need to super duper focus on the art to the point where we can negate the impact of this thing on the world. Because that's the thing I think too that gets that I'm unpacking, is this idea of what is your true impact on the world. You know what I mean? Because a lot of artists and everything, like I said, a lot of people, notable people, are relying on their notability or relying on their branding as opposed to how they're actually showing up. And so for me, it's like, as consumers, as people who are just kind of going through this stream with everyone and observing all of it, like, what does that mean for us in terms of what we're looking for and how we can align things, make sure things are aligned with our value system and align with our most authentic intent. No, did you want to say anything about that?
I mean, I think it's really hard. Okay, I'm gonna speak personally, me myself
Yeah.
personally. When I see movies like that, it's like that's what people think artists do. That's what people, to your point,
Mm-hmm.
that's who people think. Meanwhile, I'm on the ground in my living room trying to trying to get my life together and feel like a human being, right? Like that I'm good enough to even share my art, right? Like that, like, and I think also, and we have to acknowledge the male, like the maleness of Basquiat also, like to
Yeah.
be able to live off of women and the wife that he, or not the wife, the woman he lived with, and then whatever, all the other people. I think that there's privilege that is given to men specifically that women aren't given. And so for me, I don't get to fail. Like,
Yeah.
I don't get to fail. And I'm not saying that I don't, right? But I'm saying that if I fail, it's just me. If I fail, like there is no woman I'm living off of. If I fail, like what are we talking? You know what I mean? So like when I see stuff like that, it's frustrating because even as an artist, I feel guilty asking people to support my art. I feel guilty. I feel like I'm scamming people, even though I'm not, right? Just like someone would go to their job and be like, I performed a task and you're getting paid for that task, right? In the same way, art is everywhere. Art is everything. And the way that art is devalued is telling. Again, Daniel Ek, the owner of Spotify, or excuse me, the CEO, not the owner, the CEO of Spotify. I need to look up how much money he's making. But he pays Spotify artists, right? He pays Spotify artists at most. Accurate, Chica. Accurate. he yes, if you try, why? What do you mean? But so Daniel Ek, let me see how much he makes. Daniel Ek from Spotify made, oh gosh, how much? So basically Spotify at most pays you 0.004 cent, right? That's a good point, Yolanda. If you try, do you ever really fail? And I think the failure is not it might be internalized, right? The internalized failure, but it also is from outside, right? And people
Yeah.
are very quick to tell artists that they suck because they failed, right? And
Yeah.
failure to a lot of people means you don't have a lot of followers, you're not making millions of dollars, you're not touring the
Right.
country, right? Like these extravagant big things, right? And so if an artist
Meanwhile,
is
like
not doing
I'm
that,
talking and having wonderful conversations with people, like really cool people that get
yes,
it.
yes, yes. And I realize, and from our conversation, so thank you, Vitamin.
Mhm.
I realize that I don't talk a lot about my artist career and my artist journey because it's almost like I'm afraid I'm going to jinx it. And I know it's not real, right? Like there's like, it's not, but the fear I feel is that and we talked about this before, once something good happens to me as an artist, my fear is that the other shoe is going to drop. So don't be too excited. Don't be too proud because you might be, I don't know, what's the worst case scenario? Disowned by your family, living, alone under a bridge somewhere. Like, don't ever get too comfortable because something bad is going to happen to you. And because of that, I don't share. I don't share my journey. Oh, okay, period. Thank you, Jamal. As of May 2024, Daniel X net worth is estimated $4.8 billion. And do you know how much he pays an artist every stream for their song?
How much?
Point point oh oh 0.004 cents. What is that? That
So that's not
is
even 4 cents.
no, no, no,
That's
no.
004
It's not
of
even one
one
cent.
cent.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
insane.
And so how much it takes, how many streams? So like, and so he's also gone viral recently for saying, and I'm keeping my ear to the ground, obviously with him because I'm a singer, right? I make
Yeah.
music. And so sorry, to make what is that? $4.8 billion. So like obviously, so he's basically saying, oh yeah, it costs nothing for artists to make art anymore. So like we can charge pennies for it. It literally costs everything to make art. It costs my life experience. It costs the materials to make the music, the software. It also costs to put your music on Spotify. So like you have like
Right?
there's a
Having to
cost to
pay
everything.
to even get
Yes.
in the door to even
Yes.
post your stuff.
Exactly. And so, yeah, in order to make what Daniel Ek is worth, you need to have 2.017 trillion streams. Two, I'm just say 2 trillion. You need to have 2 trillion streams to make as much as Daniel Ek is worth. And Daniel Ek doesn't make any money. I mean, doesn't make any music. He's not an artist.
Yeah.
Like he tells artists, oh, it costs you nothing to make the art. And also I'm gonna underpay you, right? And he's able to be a billionaire off of art he's never made. Same with YouTube, right? Like YouTube pays however much they pay. I know at one point I was making, for every 1,000 views on my YouTube videos, I was making like $9. $9. Meanwhile, and I'm not saying it's just me, meanwhile, YouTube is made up of creators who are all
Mhm.
making a certain amount of money. So without the creators, you would have no platform. Without the musicians, you would have no Spotify, right? So it's like the reason why artists are broke is not for lack of trying. It's not for a lack of marketing or whatever the heck. It's because these billionaires, what do you call like techno feudalism at this point? These billionaires own everything. These billionaires own everything. So like, unless they're willing to give up some of their land, some of their money, like that's why we're not making money. So that's why we have to go and be creative. So like you see artists doing multiple things. You see artists touring. They don't want to tour, honey. These artists don't want to tour, but that's the only way they can make music. They can make money, right? These artists don't want to sell merch, but that's the only way they can make money. And so then you end up looking like a scammer because you got all these different, what do you call it, streams of income, but it's not because of the artist. The artist just wants to make their art. I promise. The artist just wants to make their art, but because we got to eat and we have to keep making more money. So every year I have to pay a price to keep my money on Spotify. So I have to make sure that I'm recouping the funds to just have my music exist, right? And I feel like I'm ranting at this point, but
No, this is why we're here. We're here to talk to you about the business of what it
okay,
is you do.
yes,
So please talk about
okay,
business.
yes, okay, cool. So I have to get creative. So I one time I had this group called, and I still want to do it, and I'm still going to do it just later when I have more energy and I'm not tired. But the Garden was a group that I created for Black girl creatives to come together, to commune, to ask questions, to journey together through their creative journey, whatever that is, whether that be professional or just like, I'm just doing this for a hobby, everything in between. And we talked about different streams of income for artists. And I'm so sorry. I saw Invincible Summer's comment, but yes, I'm so sorry. She is tired. She want to go home. Okay. Mary J don't want to be on that stage. And for some of these people, I'm gonna get back to the point, but what's his name from Frankie? Frankie from the Jersey Boys. Anyway,
Oh yeah, girl,
oh, he's still singing and his
honey. He looked like an animatronic. He looked like Five Nights at
yes.
Freddy. He looked like
Yes.
Chuck E. Cheese.
Oh my God. And that's because he's trying to he was trying to pay off debt, right? So that's the thing as an artist, trying to pay off debt, but also he's not making any money.
He
So
looked like
these
you
people have to
gotta plug
tour.
him in
Yep, I
after he
know.
get off the stage.
Vitamin,
I'm
please.
so sorry.
But it's true. His eyes are dead. Like there's nothing there. Like, and it's all like he's trapped in a cell. Like he's trapped. He's a prisoner. So yeah. So all that. Then going back, what was I saying? That happens all the time.
Spotify is playing on your top.
Oh yeah, so Spotify, yeah. So the owner, the CEO, I keep saying owner because he used to be the owner and CEO, but it changed over. The CEO of Spotify, right, is making billions of dollars, and he's investing that money into AI weaponry to make more money. So now, as an artist, I have a dilemma because I'm very anti-war.
Yeah.
Unless
So
it's
now
absolutely
do I take
necessary.
my stuff off?
I know, and I'm thinking about doing that. I am. I'm thinking about taking my money off of music off of
so
Spotify.
my book is in Amazon KDP. Now I will say I have not ordered anything from Amazon, since the election and everything like that.
Yeah.
But my book is still like the paperback is still on Amazon KDP. You know what I mean? And I was thinking about that even in terms of like, even when you're not necessarily supporting the companies proper because of these, monopolies that they're putting together, you still are, because there's so many subsidiaries, there's so many other businesses that are, hitching to their wagon because they have the distribution.
Yes. And on some level, it's almost like we have a choice. But on some level, if you do want people to easily access your stuff, it's almost like you do have to play the game. And so I'm never going to look down on people who keep their stuff on those platforms, because to do what else, right? Like,
where else they gonna find it?
Where else they gonna go? And also Amazon owns so many websites, owns so many the servers of so many companies. Like they're eating up everything. And so it's very hard to be an ethical, whatever ethical means at this point in 2025, to be an ethical consumer and a producer. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
Chica, I know she out of control. Chica is out of control.
Oh my God.
I'm so sorry. I feel so bad because I should not be laughing, but it's true.
No, listen. That is at this point, I don't know. It says I believe Michael Jackson blank. But his impact on music is undeniable, and I still remember the day he passed vividly. I chose not to listen to him, but many people still do, and I understand. Yeah, like I had to come to grips with myself and like Busta Rhymes and like Diddy and different people. Busta Rhymes.
What did Busta Rhymes
We'll
do?
talk behind the scenes.
Oh no, girl!
Nothing
not that I'm a
like,
huge fan.
Nothing
but...
like Diddy that I know of. You know what I mean? But just general type of stuff. Like you learn about people as people.
Yes. Yeah.
And so it's like, oh, I wouldn't like the idea, like I've said before about other entities. It's like, if I was in the presence of that person, how would that person treat me?
Right.
And there's certain things you hear that make you be like, it may not be, you know what I mean? So I'm not going to blind myself just because I like the music or whatever like that. And so then when you go to someone even more insidious, like a Diddy or something like that, but to even still see people grappling with being able to say, yeah, that thing he did is punishable and it should be punished. But I also like this music. I also, am connected to this music. I'm connected to the time of my life when it came out. I'm connected to the, the full experience of what this music has brought to and contributed to in my life, right? But it is that thing of striking that balance of investment in, like I say, the brand and or the person, and recognizing when even through the brand you are still investing in the person who may be against your values.
Yes, that part. I mean, same what R. Kelly. People are like, oh my gosh, I can't give up. I'm like, well, first of all, I'm not okay. I'll be honest. I'm not a big R. Kelly fan. So
that's what I feel like. I that's not my cup of tea.
Right.
But like I said, I know I'll be listening to Pastor Cavassier I'm going to I'm going to do what
That's
because that's
hilarious.
my song.
Yes, yes.
So it's
Do a little
like
two step.
I'm not going to yuck your yum in that way, but there's other aspects of it that you're doing that you don't have to be doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes. Absolutely. And I understand that grief too. I
Hmm.
get the grief of finding out that somebody that has been influential and has made such a big impact on someone's life, because artists, they do make big impacts on us. I think that's what their art is supposed to do. And then to find out that, oh, you're actually an awful person. That's hard.
Yeah.
That's a hard thing to grapple with. And yeah, so yeah, I completely
Thank
get
you,
it.
Jamal, for the stats.
Oh wow. See, yes. Yes. And that is ridiculous. Who you cannot even you can never spend that money. You can never spend $4.8 million. You can't. Not if you tried.
And you know what? For me, is I'm even of the mind where I'm like, okay, some people like the idea of being able to say measurably, I did this much.
Yeah.
I did this much. I accomplished this much.
Mm.
This is the worth of the work that I put in,
It was good. Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, again, it's that question: does it have to look like this?
Yeah.
Does it have to look like this? Does it have to be this? Are you really, you know, owning what it is you're doing to other people in this?
Yeah.
What is going
I
on?
know. I don't read the comments. Crack it up.
She said, "Wait, what did Buster do? Nothing as bad as other people. I don't want y'all
Okay.
thinking nothing I know of that was just that bad. But
Okay.
I know people behind the scenes,
Mhm.
and they just, sometimes when the light's not on, when the mic's
Kenny,
not on, when the camera's not on."
there's no way. There's no way, Kenny.
Oh my god.
Yes, he's still in the land of the living.
Oh
Yes.
my god. Yeah, from what I understand, Lord, cross your fingers, knock on some wood, because stuff is happening. Defendants constructively terminated plaintiff's employment by repeatedly punching him in the face. Rice
What?
East. What?
What's this from?
What's
Oh,
this? Hold on. It said, what
oh,
did
this is about
Buster
Busta
do?
Rhymes.
No, I don't want to. Oh, see, I
Yeah.
didn't even know about that.
Me neither.
See, but that's what I'm saying. Once you learn something, you
Mm,
have to be willing to discern at any given moment. Even if you like somebody a whole lot,
mm,
you have to be willing in that moment to discern any new information that you get and make it fit within your value system.
mhm.
Mrs. Gables was hospitalized with swelling in his face and filed a police report. Rhymes turned himself into authorities to face 3 assault charges. Yeah, I don't really know about that particular part of it, but that's awful.
That's awful. It is. Hmm.
It says, I was an R.
Oh,
Kelly fangirl. Then I watched the Boondocks episode when I was like 12, and I've been disgusted at. Sometimes you need somebody to show it to you from a different vantage point. You know what I
yeah.
mean? And that's why, like, I'll say I give myself grace about stuff that I did not know, or I did not know
Yeah.
in the way that I needed to make a different choice.
Mhm,
And so I think it's really important. But that's what all this is about too. And that I kind of want to go back into this question of, like,
mhm.
you know, in being the most authentic artist, where is it that you think? Why are you laughing?
That's generous. That's kind.
Wait,
I'm listening though.
no,
I'm
being an
listening.
authentic art in the idea of being authentic, because I
Mm,
think, and this could be, you can correct me if I'm off or anything,
mm,
that a big part of what I get from how you talk about artistry is about expressing authenticity.
mhm,
You know what
mhm.
I mean? It's about, this is how this is what is so important to me, that I feel like I want to leave something
Yes.
behind, because the way you talk about art, you talk about it like taking a life of its own, about how your expectations for it when you birth it basically may not, probably will not be how, in the grand scheme of things, it's going to be seen, it's going to be interpreted, it's going to
Mhm,
be used, you know, and kind of making peace with that.
mhm,
You know what I mean? But I
mhm,
feel like for us as community minded people,
mhm,
there becomes that question, and that can put like a little bit of a monkey wrench in the works of trying to factor in, okay, but just because I can, is it right? Should I?
mm,
How,
mm,
really taking the time to zoom out and say, okay, what are the different ways that I can conceive of that
mhm.
this will impact?
Yes.
And are these things in alignment with my values?
That
And just
part.
making tweaks at that level.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So earlier you said something about like you. Okay, I think that we've been. It's nice to be able to count things, like you said that, like
Yeah, yeah,
counting
yeah,
things, right? So how much money you make, how many followers you have, how many streams you have, like all those numbers, right? Like, and money is important, obviously, because we're forced to live in a capitalist society. So I think that what I'm learning as an artist, and I sigh because like I'm learning this in real time, but I think what I'm
yeah.
learning as an artist is like, to your point, there's no real way to measure the impact of my art in real life. Like there's no real like, oh, check the thing one. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I did the no, it's like really, and to your point, my art has taken lives of their own lives. Like
Mm-hmm.
so going, I always use this as an example, and I'm going to use numbers here because it just shows you how it grows. So I forget what year it was, but I was at home and I wanted to sing. I've always wanted to be at Motown. I wanted to exist in the 60s and be a singer. It's always been like
Yeah.
in a past life, I would have been like a singer at Motown. And so one of the songs that I wanted to sing was backup, but I actually ended up singing the lead for Mr. Postman.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
so I covered the song. I used the backtrack from Motown because I wanted to feel like what it seemed like to feel like to sing with the girls backing me up. And so I was singing and I put it out and let it do what it does. Nothing happened.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't really looking for anything for it to happen. I just wanted to do something that felt good, and I like singing, so I sung and I put it out there. I got some comments later, maybe like a year later. It started blowing up. People were complimenting me, and people were also criticizing me, and like, people were like, "Oh, you were flat." I'm like, "Oh, it is what it is." Like, it was just something that I just did.
Right.
They're like, "Okay, girl, I'm not them."
Okay, girl.
Okay, so it's always somebody. So then I actually, one of the first things that happened because I sung that song is somebody from Motown, okay, came to my live stream and said she liked my singing of the song. And I was like, hold on.
Ooh!
Like, my life was made, right? Like, my life was made that I was getting a compliment from somebody signed to Motown in the 60s. Like, that we get to even exist on the same timeline is crazy, right? Like, because
Yeah.
they're such like, and like bowing obviously, but just like they are, a lot of the singers at Motown are part of, I guess, I don't know, the ancestors or elders I look up to in the singing world or whatever, like their artistry. And
Yeah, yeah,
so
yeah, yeah.
that compliment was everything. Then a year later, the song started going viral. Like the video went viral. So a lot of people watched the video. So I made some new subscribers. I brought some new subscribers in from that. That was great. So these are different examples of success to me, right? So the lady seeing my video from
Exactly.
Motown, that's amazing. I can never, there's no money. There's no money I could have paid to get her to even listen to my stuff. She found it by chance, right? Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
then honored me by saying that I did a good cover, which is like, first of all, if you were at Motown and I'm covering a song by you, I'm gonna want to do it well because I need you to know
Mm-hmm.
that you all are
Mm-hmm.
like world makers. And
What it
so
means to me.
yes, yes. And so then after that it went viral. Then it went viral. That was amazing. I was like, oh, wonderful. Oh, thank you, Chica. Yes, for real. Right. That's how it felt. It was so unreal. So I mean, she was hanging out with us and in the chat and telling us about some of the juicy gossip at Motown.
Ooh,
It was a good
yes.
bit,
I
right?
love when they start talking, girl.
Yes. So then after that, somebody emailed me and was like, "Hey, we like your cover. We want to use your song in a commercial." And so of course
Mm-hmm.
I saw that, and I'm learning to expect good things, but I didn't expect good things, and I was like, "This is a scam, girl. Bye." And I had been
Right,
scammed before.
girl,
Get
but
out my
you're not
face,
wrong to think that, girl. You know
right?
how many phone calls I get all day long with all these
Yes.
amazing, life-changing opportunities, girl.
And it's heartbreaking, right? And hope is
Mm-hmm.
expensive, especially for Black women. Hope
Mm-hmm.
is so expensive and hard to come by. And so, like, I
Yeah.
don't want my hope to be played with. So I didn't believe them at first. I was like, oh, whatever. I'm just let it sit. They followed up and said, hey, we're serious. She sent me some examples of things that she did before. And she says, we want to put your song in a commercial with Tom Selleck.
Wait, you have to send me that commercial later,
Okay.
like
I'm going to find it. Yes, yes.
later. What
Yes.
I have to see it.
Yes. And so I was like, oh, that's dope. So I reached out to my friend. He's a producer,
Yeah.
and he lives, well, it doesn't matter. He's a producer. And I said, hey, I had this opportunity. Do you mind like helping me out, like creating a backtrack? Because I can't let the backtrack be Motown. Like that's their
Mm-hmm.
money, right? Like,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
they
yeah.
So he made a backtrack for me to sing Mr. Postman over.
Mm-hmm.
And from that gig, I got paid 60 grand. I gave
Period. Period. Period.
that's the most money I ever
Five
got
figures.
paid. That
5 figures
for one project,
for one project.
and I can use this in my portfolio forever.
Clack
So,
it.
and then
Clack it.
I gave 15 of that grand to the guy who helped me produce it, right? Because he
Mm-hmm.
made the music for me. And so I was able to bless him and his family and also
You
eat for the
feeding
whole
your
year,
community. You
right?
showing them gratitude.
Yes. Keeping it in keeping the flow going,
Keeping the
right?
flow going.
And so forth. So I gave him the money. I took the money. I was able to live off of that money for a year. When I tell you live off of a year, I mean we lived off of that money for a year.
Yeah.
So art has, and so even now today, like this one song, this one choice just to create for joy,
Mm-hmm.
right? Is living its own life. It's had many iterations of its own life, and it's been able to bless me and other people in my community. And so like, so it's
And not
hard.
just that. Think about how, like you were talking about
Oh,
with art, taking on its own life. You were making your own new art from someone's old. You know what I mean? Like you're just. It's not all on your shoulders. You're just using what is given, what's been given to you, and making something new.
yes. And isn't that the beauty, right? Like what year did Mr. Postman come out? Whatever year that came out, and it had another life whenever I did a cover of it, right? Paying homage to the people who came before me, and then
Mm-hmm.
also honoring
Mm-hmm.
them, trying my best to
Yeah.
honor them.
Yeah.
And then it going well and it playing. And so for me, it's just like when people ask about like the creative career, it is wild. It is untamable. It is unknowable. Okay. Like there are so many things that you can do that could have an outcome that you want. But most of the time, the outcomes that I've gotten from creating art is greater than what I could have imagined for myself.
Yeah.
I would have
Right.
never imagined doing a commercial with anybody. I would have never imagined talking to anybody from Motown. I would have never imagined that song going viral in the first place. I would have never imagined that. And so because I've had those little, to me, those are okay. I'm on the right track.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing the right thing. I'm on the right track. And so
Mm-hmm.
with that, it can be really hard in the in between though, when there is
Yeah.
no project, right?
Listen, absolutely. Okay, so yes, let's get
Yeah.
into it, right?
Yes.
Because when we're talking about this idea of like just full unbridled self-expression, and we see, like we said, someone like Basquiat, who's just like self-expression, my self-expression, me, all the time. Let's talk about those times when we are, because I would say that happened in a moment of flow. So from that little, that little heartbeat of flow, even though the moment passed, the resonance of it, the pure emotion and intention and joy and enjoyment and pleasure of it was able to reverberate out so far and come back and
Yeah.
come back. But in those moments when we're
Mhm.
kind of pulled out of that state of, what do I want in this moment? What do I at this moment right now? What can I do that's going to bring me the most pleasure? Because we're being a part of a community. You know what I mean? So it's caring for the loved ones. It's trying to make sure that everyone who you can has a roof over their head. It's trying to make sure everyone's fed. It's trying to make sure no one's being victimized or abused in any kind of way. It's those things. Can we talk about how, because I'll say using Basquiat as the measuring stick, our disgust with him. I know I'll call it absolute disgust with him was that in no way, shape, or form could we see him even considering the experience of the people around him, of the people he was pulling in, of the people that he was leaning on, of the people that were pouring into him in small and big ways. What do you feel like? How do you feel like you can get a balance between, caring for the people around you if that's something that's important to you, and but still making that time? Because it seemed like I am not disgusted at, and I can fully understand Basquiat's drive of like, this thing is amazing, and I really want to pour into this, and I love this, and I love the experience of this, and so like this is mine, and I want to embody it all the time. But I think there is that fight, that societal fight, that moral fight within both the collective and us as individuals of like, what do we owe each other? And is doing this in this way to this degree, that feeling of once we hit that flow of stepping out of it, like, oh, this is too much to just give into this. It's too much to just stay here because I have to handle all these other things. What do you think when I say that?
Okay, I just want to make sure I understand your question. So you're saying
Yes.
the importance of taking care of community, and are these like the themes,
Of
like
feeling
community?
like, because you've talked so many times in your content about like guilt and shame and feeling like you're doing the wrong thing. There's a song by Ryan Tedder of One Republic where he says, I feel something so wrong doing the right thing. And then he says, I feel something so right doing the wrong thing. It's a song called Counting Stars. And he's like, lately I've been losing sleep thinking about the things that we could be. But baby, I've been praying hard. Soon no more counting dollars. We'll be counting stars. Okay. So it's like, it's that idea of like, I'm feeling this pull towards this kind of expression, and it feels good to immerse myself in it. But what if I'm not the one worrying about how the bills are paid? What if I'm not the one worrying about how this happens and that happens in quote unquote real life? You know what I mean? And so
Mm-hmm.
when I look at Basquiat and the judgments I'm having of Basquiat, it has to do with he really tapped out and said, hey, at one point he was even crying to that girl, like, look, I can't be bothered to support him. I can't be bothered. How can
Yes.
you ask of me to worry myself with these diminutive issues? I'm creating art.
And that is when you start taking advantage of your community, right? Like
How can you
that's
expect
exploitation.
me to care about that,
Yeah. Yeah.
girl?
Yeah. I I don't even know, to be honest with you, I don't even know what it would be like to feel that way. I'm carrying multiple people on my back. Like
Girl.
it's not just me, okay? Like I have people that in my mind that I have to take care of. And so like to the point earlier, I don't get to fail. I don't get to I'm let me also be clear about this. I have support. I have people who
Yeah.
support me. I have people are here, right? People are here. Thank y'all for being here. That's support, right? You holding me on your platform, that's support. Like
Mhm.
people buying a song, that's support. People sharing a song with somebody else or a video with somebody else, that's support, right? So the
Yeah.
support is all around. Um Also like friends, family, like the community, the in between stuff that matters. Because
Mhm.
I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't always want to be an artist. I know that I am, but
Mhm.
sometimes I want to be Alicia, right?
Yeah.
And so sometimes that support comes through just like people treating me like a human being. And
Yeah, because
like,
once they see you as an artist, they see you as Basquiat.
and I'm not. I mean,
It's like,
I'm not, right?
it's like
Like,
once they see you as an artist, it's like, oh yeah, you're on that type of time. It's
and
like,
yes,
honey,
yes, and that is
absolutely not.
at the parties. What do you do for a living? What do you do? You know how like seeing people's faces register when I'm like, oh yeah,
Hmm.
I'm an artist. And this is something that the reason, okay, let me go back. The reason why I call myself Alicia Renice the artist is because I'm
Hmm.
owning the title of artist because I was
Yeah.
afraid of it for so long. Like it's like
Yeah.
when you say that you're an artist, people expect things from you. They immediately, oh, well, what movie did you write? Like, oh, or what movie are you acting in? Or what song? Exactly, Invincible Summer, right? Like an artist to me is somebody who makes art. It's that simple. But to the
Yeah.
world, right? To the world, especially if you're saying that you're an artist and you make money from your art, they feel
Hmm.
like that you have to meet some sort of standard that they have or some sort of income standard or something. And so like,
Yeah. Or else it's not viable.
yeah, yeah, or it's not legit. You're not legit. Like you're a fake, you're a fraud. If you're failing capitalism, you're a failure. And so like when I'm going to parties and people ask me or like get-togethers, for the most part, my friends know what I do, so I don't have to keep talking about that.
Hmm.
Exactly. We're not allowed to fail. We're not. We almost have to be exceptional or nothing at all. Exactly. Even if you, for a second, let's go into the music genre, right?
Yeah.
When you compare women artists and men artists, The women artists are 10 times, sometimes 100, 1,000 times better than the male artists, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like the expectation for women is like, you got to sing, you got to dance, you got to write, you got to choreograph, you got to, design your the whole thing. Like women are expected to do all that. Men get to, oh, thank you, Chica. Men get to stand on a stage and rock back and forth and sing into the mic and give vibes. Like,
Right.
and they get paid a lot of money, more money than the women artists. And so so I think that I don't even know if I'm answering your question. I don't know what it feels like to take advantage of your community, because community is everything that I have. Everything I do, even the music I create, is because of community. The reason why I make music is because of my grandmother.
Mm-hmm.
My grandmother and my mom and my aunties, they all sung. And so I grew up listening to them sing. I grew up hearing their harmonies, hearing how they listen to each other, hearing how they,
Mm-hmm.
like, so I got all of that training from community, all of it. Like I got all the even listening to music. I listen to the music that I like because of my parents' taste in music, right? Like,
Yeah.
so they inform my taste. So everything I have, the connections, people reaching out to me saying, hey, I have an idea for you, all of that is from community. Without community, as an artist, you low-key don't have nothing. Like in real life, the community
Yeah.
is the wealth. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, because people do have to buy into
mm-hmm,
you. And I think that it's like, that is where sometimes it can be tricky,
mm-hmm.
because it's like, okay, you'll see, like, once the quote unquote machine gets behind someone, the freer flow of
Yes.
commerce. You
Yes.
know what I mean? But when you're really trying to do that, as they call it, grassroots
Mm-hmm.
approach of like, hey, we're all here consciously buying in, because so much of commerce and capitalism and marketing and big business is, how do we make this stuff automatic? How do
Yes.
we make it fly under the radar? These are not conscious decisions that
Mm-hmm.
we're looking for people to engage with us in. This is not co-creation.
Mm-hmm.
This is extraction.
Yes.
This is a transaction. We're
Mm-hmm.
giving these things and we're taking these things. And then a lot of time, people aren't even fully aware of what the exchange even is.
That part. Yeah. And I think that when you go that way, when you go the way of community, when you go the grassroots way, it's longer. It's longer,
Mm-hmm.
but it's more fulfilling to me. I've never been signed, so I don't know. But I know that contracts are evil. They're from the devil. Okay, they will have artists locked away, never creating anything, going broke, all these different things. And so, like, for me, it's like I like the way that I'm going, even if other people don't like it. I like that I go slow. I like that I take my time. I like that it takes me. I'm a slow artist. I am. And I think that in real life, art is slow. Art is slow. I'm talking about like the creation of art, the getting the
Mm-hmm.
idea,
Mm-hmm.
the getting it to the point that you like it, sharing it with people. That's a slow process. But I think because of capitalism, everything, like to your point, is automated and fast. And so even on my YouTube channel, I used to beat myself up because I'm not consistent. And I realized, Alicia, you were never consistent. That's not even how you do stuff. Like, you're not a consistent person.
Wait, I want to point something out, and this is something
Yes.
I've been noticing about myself too, because I have that
Yeah.
same story. Remember when I was in DC talking about like how I want to start focusing on being intentional about my body and stuff like that,
Yes. Yes.
and not seeing myself as disciplined, right? But the thing is, you and I, we are consistent.
You're right.
Because if you go back into our stuff, you'll see. And a lot of times, like, I'll have to refer back to some of my old stuff. I'm like, oh, I've been talking about this. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
I've been staking this claim in this. Oh, and for me,
Yes.
it's like I can trust myself. I can trust
Yes.
myself to just talk.
Yeah.
You know
Yes.
what I mean? I can trust myself to just show up, and then therefore have those moments of that flow
Mm-hmm.
of just, I don't have to worry about showing up in a particular way. I am
Yeah.
showing up in that way because those are my values.
Yes. Yes. And at the end of the day, like, you're the gift, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
you're the magic, you're the art. Like, it's you. Like, and I think for artists, especially, so I'm multi-passionate, and
Mm-hmm.
that just means you do a lot of stuff. And so for a lot of people, they're like, oh, you're scatterbrained, you can't pick one thing. I can't. I'm an artist, right? And so, like, I like creating, period. And so I think that when you're saying like consistent, when you're saying that, and I appreciate that, thank you, because
Mm-hmm.
consistent, you get to determine what is consistent. I might not show
Yeah,
up every Monday at the same
right.
time, right? But
But when you
to your
show up, what
point,
are you saying?
exactly.
When you
Exactly.
show up, what do you say? Oh, what you said last time? Okay.
Exactly. Or if I have new information, share that. But yeah, to your
You're
point, it's
right.
all the same, right? Like,
It's all the
it's still the
same.
same. And even within my art, so I started off my art journey as a photographer first.
Mhm. Mhm.
So I was a portrait photographer, a wedding photographer, a maternity photographer. That's still portrait. And I took pictures of nature for fun because I like nature. And
Mhm.
when we were traveling, me and my husband, we were traveling in an RV. I just took my camera and took pictures of everything. But I realized halfway through my career with photography that I didn't really want to be
Mhm.
for hire photographer because
Okay.
the way that I take pictures, I want people to see the beauty that they already have. Like I like taking photos of people that show their beauty. I think that people are beautiful. And I think that it was frustrating because I realized how much people did not like the people did not like themselves. And that made me sad. And so I also realize I didn't like wedding photography because that was just too exhausting. It was a lot. You end up being more than a photographer. You're the you're the therapist, you're the person running the errands, you're the person trying to get the bride to come. At some point people start asking you to do
Yeah.
stuff. It was just too much. So but I realized like I want to do more personal projects with photography because I have a vision myself for what I want to do and how I want to capture people on film, not capture people, but capture people on
Mhm.
film.
Mhm.
And and so like the ideas that I have weren't conducive for quick fast money in portrait photography. And so like I realized again I'm a slow artist, meaning it takes time for me to get a concept, it takes time for me to actually do the work. And but
Yeah.
then when I take my time to do it, what I am left with, I am fulfilled with. When I take my time taking pictures, I feel good. I'm
Mhm.
walking I'm walking around. I'm talking to the person. We're having a conversation. We're connecting. Hey, sit right here. See how this goes. Like I'm able to connect to the soul of the person versus a person flustered. We got an hour to get all these photos in. Do I look pretty? Am I okay? It's too much.
Mhm.
Weddings are stressful. They are. You're on your feet all day. You're exhausted. You go home. Your body hurts the next day. You're not being paid enough. It's a whole thing.
Yeah.
So yeah. I don't know. That just rant, but I don't.
No, this
Okay, I
is
hope that
part of
makes
the.
sense.
We're talking about the creative
Okay.
process, and we're also
Okay.
talking about ways that you're able to find that balance of getting your material
Yes.
needs met. You know,
Okay.
so that
Yes.
you can serve the community in the way
Yes.
that you want to serve the community while still expressing yourself
Yes. And
artistically.
sorry.
No,
Yes.
go ahead.
I agree. To your point, this is what I was trying to say earlier. Having multiple streams of income. And I don't mean in the hustle grind, get yourself.
Yeah,
I don't mean
right.
any of that. I hate it. I don't mean any of that. What I mean is, I do love taking photos. Kenny, I do. But what I mean is, I have things I want to say, but I'm trying to stay on topic. My mind. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, multiple streams of income. As an artist, it feels good to one, I'm multi-passionate, so I don't like doing the same thing every day anyway, right? So it feels good for me to be able to create more things out of my art. So for example, songwriting. I haven't done it yet, but I want to. So I'm a songwriter. I've thought about teaching a class on songwriting, like to help people write
Mm-hmm.
songs. But
Mm-hmm.
coming up with ideas like that or photography. Can you teach people how to take pictures? Can you sell prints? What else? Obviously, you can do the portrait photography thing. You can um, do YouTube videos about lenses. Like people make a lot of money doing that. Like you have to, as a creative, you have to be creative in surviving, right? In surviving the system of capitalism. And I'm grateful that I have multiple outlets. And I think to your point, sorry.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's all good.
I
No,
was so busy listening, it didn't
it's
even register.
okay. It's all good. Even though there are multiple streams, you got to know what is good for you. What's good for your heart, your spirit, your pace. Again, I'm a slow artist.
Mm-hmm.
So there are some things that are just not going to work for me.
So
And
it makes
mhm.
sense for you to make the kind of art that will pay you enough to live off the year.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Cuz I need a
Yeah.
lot of recovery time. When you really think about it, like I think
Yeah.
about art like you being soil
Mm-hmm.
and you being soil, the body being soil, and what we plant and what we harvest is our art, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
so like with the earth, you're not planting and harvesting every year, hopefully. Like you're not supposed to. You're not planting and harvesting all the time, right? You have to
Mm-hmm.
give that land time to rest. You got to give that land time to recoup what it gave up or like to put back into the earth what you took out. And so like I think being able to bounce around from thing to thing and having, oh, this is a big chunk of money here. I can take a break and work on some personal projects that can make me money later on. And
Mm-hmm.
so like so that's a big deal. I got to shout out Stephanie Perry and the Vicarians because I'm on sabbatical right now as an artist because they raised money and gave me money so that I can rest. I can sabbat. So
Yeah.
right now I'm on sabbatical. But again, that even that need being met, right? Like that need being met because people are seeing me create art. Them being kind enough and generous enough to be like, hey, you're a person that I think is deserving of this. I can only do that if I was making art, right? Again, I don't know. I don't know that that's true, but I think
Mhm.
I think the reason why they saw me is because, oh, you make art. And so I think that sometimes your art can pay you in ways that you cannot predict. Um, and your art can take care of you in the future. Like your art is, I look at my art as, and I know you're not supposed to because it's too personal, but I look at them as like their own beings. They go
Mhm.
out and go live their lives while I'm sleeping. And I use this example like
Mhm.
Toy Story. You know
Yeah,
how your toy,
yeah, yeah. No,
you
yeah.
know, you're asleep, you're living, you're going out, and your toys are moving around. Your art is doing the same thing. And to your point, I will never know. I will never know, unfortunately, how many people were impacted by my art. I will never know.
Mhm.
Somebody random in the middle of nowhere, right? Not no shade to the Midwest, but like in the middle of nowhere, America, right? Has heard my song and reached out to me before and say, "Hey, I heard you on this radio. Didn't even know the radio station existed. Had no idea."
Mm.
I went to one time I was being interviewed by someone named Devin Wheeler, and he brought me on this broadcast and basically interviewed me for his series about
Why
artists.
does that name sound familiar?
Oh, does it?
I
Maybe
got
you
that.
know him.
I don't know. All right.
Oh no. Okay. Wait.
No, not
Okay.
in a bad way,
Okay.
but
Okay.
just like I've heard it before. I have to go check it out.
Yes, yes. So he interviewed me for his platform, and this woman came up to me and was like, "Hey, like basically, I read your book," and I was like, "Read my book? Me? I don't know this person. I don't know this woman. I've never met this person. It's my first time at this place, and like again, it's worth it to create for yourself, right? But it's also beautiful when you put stuff out there and like just know that even if it doesn't seem like anybody's paying attention, they are. Somebody is benefiting from your art, even if it is other people in your community, because when you create art, I feel like I'm ranting. I'm sorry. When you create art,
You're fine.
you feel you feel fulfilled. You have a joyful experience. That makes you a joyful person, right? So you creating art immediately gives you back what you give it because now you're fulfilled. You feel good about what you made. You can go into the world and you can go love on other people. Oh, yay. See, run and tell, that's so sweet. Thank you. I feel like I'm sweating now, but thank you. That's so sweet. But yeah, to that point, it's like you never know. I will never know. So thank you for telling me that, run and tell. That's very kind. That's very sweet.
Yeah, that's amazing. It's so
Yeah.
amazing. And like even when like you and I will talk and you'll be like, "Oh yeah, because I did such and such and such." And I'm like, "What? We need to know this. We need to know who we are in the presence of. Like we need to know, and not even just that. We need to know that it's possible because that idea that doing that, doing what you literally want to be doing and in a given moment to the degree that you want to can free you because we're doing all of these things all the time that we really do not want to be doing and we're thinking that is the normal way of being. We are making ourselves, we are forcing ourselves, we are shutting our bodies down, we are shutting down our natural, cognitive systems that tell us, hey, no, not that, in order to just assimilate into these things. And again, this is not me saying, hey, let's throw caution to the wind and what's real is no longer real and we can just live in a fantasy world. But it's about giving yourself that permission, like I said, of saying, does it have to be this way? Does it have to be this way? Is this all that you can conceive of? Or these are the only choices you can conceive of having?
And I think even when you're saying that fantasy world, like I think people think that artists live that artists are not realistic. And I
Mm-hmm.
want to talk about that because
Mm-hmm.
I was going to make a video about this too. I think I still might do it because I'm tired of people telling me what's unrealistic. I'm
Mm.
tired of it. When my art has created things for me that I could not even imagine.
And that's why
That
you
doesn't make
need to
sense.
tell us. That is why you need to let people know.
Yeah.
Because that is
Yeah.
oh, you did that? You know what I mean? People, oh, you were able to do that? It's
Mhm.
possible?
Mhm.
I'm not even 6 degrees of separation from it. I'm 1 degree of separation from the possibility of that.
Yes, and come on and create. Come on and join us in this creative world, right? Like there's room for all of us. There's like and I think somebody commented about that earlier why society's against artists. It's like we're creatives. It's like cuz you create your own thing. They do. They want us to consume, right? They want us to
Mm-hmm.
be consumers of all things. And so like as long as they have us consuming, again, which is not all bad, but as long as they have us consuming, we won't do anything. We won't, they know that artists are dangerous. Artists are creatives and artists are dangerous because they aren't realistic. And I'm going to put realistic in quotes because usually realism or realistic means I don't think you can do that. It's not about what is in the realm of reality, right? It's not about like what is possible. It's about someone else's limited imagination. That doesn't have anything to do with me. And I don't mean that in a mean way. I mean that to say like there's too much proof in my own life that I can look back on at this point in my life to be like, okay, I felt that same way back then, i.e., feeling like my art doesn't matter. What does it matter? I'm a failure, blah, blah, blah. And then bam, here comes an opportunity to sing at a retreat for women, Black women. That happened a couple of years ago. Mm-hmm. Someone found me on Instagram and was like, hey, do you do retreats? What does that mean? I was like, I've never done one, but I can. You know?
Right. What does that mean?
Right. And also like taking your step out and trying new things, right? And being honest with people. Like, yeah, I don't have to lie. I'm not putting forth, I know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. I say that all the time. I have no idea what I'm doing, and it seems to be working out so far. Mm-hmm. So like, I think that
I trust myself.
Yes. And I trust that I'm smart enough to figure it out. I'm trusting my community to help me.
Yeah.
Right? Because if I was just trusting myself, I would probably not do things.
And not even just that. I'm trusting my community to support me.
Yes.
To recognize what I'm trying to do. To recognize that in supporting me, you're not just throwing something towards my experience, that you're investing in your experience as well. Because your experience is a part of my priority.
Yes. 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 So I think it's convenient. I think it's convenient that a lot of people, and I'm trying to choose my words carefully, but I think it's intentional that propaganda, and I'm going to call it propaganda because that's what it is, that artists are no do goods and they're staying on the community, and but whole time all of these billionaires are living off of artists.
Right.
So which one is true?
Extract and saying, oh, they deserve this.
Yeah.
They deserve this because they're not even really doing. I'm creating something for them to live.
Exactly.
I'm creating something for them to be special.
Exactly.
And why do you need so many of them?
Yeah. So it's like all of this, like all of these, all the signs are there that we love art. We appreciate art. Art makes us feel good. Art gives us meaning to life. We like buildings that are pretty. We like when things are beautiful. We like when we hear good music, right? Like we like art. The collective of people in this on this entire planet has spoken.
We want the top notch in our conscious mind, we want the top quality, right? Now, because everything is so automated and people aren't really like tapped into what they're doing and it's just kind of automatic, people aren't paying attention to the quality of, what they're getting the most of or what they're being offered the most. Yeah. But in a general sense, those of us with more discerning tastes and discerning palates, we want the highest of quality. Does that not then support the idea that we should be supporting those who want to do whatever it is that we're enjoying at the highest level possible, to just give themselves over to the process of creating the best possible experience for us?
Right. Like, I think to that point, like people are talking about how bad at business artists are. That's because artists are not business people. We're artists. Like,
and let's talk about what quote unquote, I'm using air quote, business actually is. You get what I'm saying? Because again, when we're talking about these concepts of business, why does business have to be win-lose?
Yeah. And why does it have to be exploiting somebody?
Right. Exactly. Right. Why does it have to be exploitative? Why can't it be collaborative? Why can't it be mutually beneficial? And not just in a way of like, oh, this or nothing for somebody.
Yes. And again, we poo-poo the people who live, who have earned enough and say, I'm done for the year, right? Like we say, why are you not, there's always something more to gain, always something, what's the word I'm looking for? There's always something to conquer. Well, let me go back real quick. Something you just said about music that is high quality. I think to your point, I don't even care about high quality, not art.
Music, I wasn't talking about music, but I was talking about just things in general. You know, the food and stuff we have, and we want the material, the clothing.
Yeah, like we want authenticity. We want something that moves us. We want something that's real. You know what I mean? And I feel like what we're being sold is slop. To your point, right? Like
Yes.
all these platforms, TikTok, and then again, not to every TikTok creator, it's not. And it's not all the songs either, right? But because of the TikTokification, the TikTokification of social media and art, it's like everything has to be compressed and get the attention of people in 15 seconds. And if you don't get people within
Right.
the first thing, you lose them. And it's just like, that's not,
Oversimplified, mass
yes,
produced.
yes, yes. Slop.
It it takes away and reduced to aesthetics.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like everybody talk about some just vibes. You know what I
Yes.
mean? But everything
Yes.
literally is being distilled down into vapor and bottled.
Yes. Yes. That's such a beautiful image. Yes. Sorry.
No, it's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, this was what we were meditating on, but now I'm going to ask the question and see
Okay.
if, what your answer is to this in a general
Okay.
sense. Is it possible, or more specific sense, is it possible to be a good member of society if is of the authentic self-expression of the highest order
Mm-hmm.
is your priority?
Is it possible? Yes. Absolutely. Sorry.
No, that's fine. No, absolutely. That's why we're getting to the bottom of this, because again, for me, this is about giving points of reference,
Mm-hmm.
because these are the conversations that I think, or the negotiations that are happening internally, that
Mm-hmm.
we are not
Mm-hmm.
aware of, like in our subconscious and things, when we're trying to unpack um these hangups, obstacles, roadblocks, blockages, psychic
Mm-hmm.
blocks
Mm-hmm.
against abundance in our lives, against being able to relax in trusting that what we want is
Mm-hmm.
what is best for the collective.
Yes.
Being able to trust that and being able to let that lead us to, okay, what's the next best use of my time and energy?
Yeah. Because to your point, it's like if you're made to create, but if you want to say if you are, there are different roles that people play in society and community, right? And so some people play a role, some people play multiple roles, and I think that artist is a role. Like in every ancient society, there were artists who were held up, in a respectable place. Like even if you want to talk about like the griot, right? Like the
No,
griot, the
I was
person
thinking
who,
of that. Okay, I'm glad you
right?
mentioned it, because ever since,
Yeah,
they showed that instant, that is so true. And
yeah,
that imagery,
mhm,
and your when you were talking about how your art can live on, it does live on beyond
it
you. You never
does.
going to know how
Hmm.
it's going to touch me. And it is all connected, even
Hmm.
going to, Cowboy Carter, and seeing how she took all those things
Hmm.
and said, this is our story.
Hmm.
This is the tapestry of how I can be here.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And let's not just focus on me. Let's
Hmm.
focus on all of it.
Hmm. Hmm. And
That
that's,
is so important.
it is. And like again, when you want to feel something, you might have some things that you go to do, and some of those things might be art. When you're feeling angry or when you want to get pumped up, I'll speak for myself. I listen to music. When I want to feel cozy, I watch a movie that somebody had to
Mm-hmm.
create, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
I go out into nature that somebody has to maintain. Like somebody created what do you call it? System for kids to play on a playground. That is art, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
it's still it's functional,
It
but it's
was
also
given in
art.
love.
Yes. And those community members are important. Somebody has to care to make the music that we need to hear and feel when we're sad or when we're
Mm-hmm.
heartbroken or when we're in love or when we want to dance and shake our behinds. Like somebody has to make that music. And that is being a part of the community. You're creating something for the entire collective to enjoy. Then that is your responsibility as a creator, is to create. That is your responsibility. And so when you show up and perform your duties, and not like in a way like a robot, but like when you show up and follow that inspiration, all people are blessed by it. All people
Mm-hmm.
benefit from it. So like artist is a valid and important role in society that I think is often shooed away because we don't take them seriously, right? But we all have a song that has changed our lives. We all have a book that a lot of us have a book that we may have read that was like that was it, right? Like we all have benefited from art as a community. The revolution will not be televised. We say that in everyday
Mm-hmm.
speech. Never thinking about Guess God
Right?
Heron, right? Like that's a
Child.
song, that's a poem, right? So like
It's
there,
everything. It's
it's
so many
everything.
things.
I'm getting chills as I talk about it. Like there's so
Yes.
many. so many things that we take for granted that came through the mouth of a griot, came through the mouth of a prophet, came through the mouth of an artist, came through the hands, like the actual
It was
creation.
channeled through this
Yes.
vessel.
I think about that statue in New York City and how much discourse that art did exactly what it was supposed to do. That art moved communities.
Right. It brought forth consciousness.
Yep. That art
Consciousness
did what
of
it's
this
supposed to do.
thing that's been living in us all this
Hmm.
time. The conversations that were had, the kind of
Hmm.
looking around at, wait, who is around
The
me?
self-reflection. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and yes, kind of separating and dividing amongst, okay, who of us love ourselves and accept ourselves? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And
And
who
who
of
am I safe
us,
around?
who am I safe around? Who is safe around themselves?
That, yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I think it is important, that idea of raising, because we always laugh, and I know we laugh. We was just laughing, I think, last night at people talking about, Akashic records, and all of that talk, about raising the collective vibration and all of these types of things. But re- real talk, I believe in that. Now, do I feel like people
Me
cosplay
too.
it? Umar Afatunde or whatever, you know what I mean? Do I feel like people cosplay it, to try to, again, to try to distill it down to vapor and bottle it and sell it? Yeah, that happens, but ain't nothing like the real thing. Ain't nothing like a real vanilla bean. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Ain't nothing like that real shea butter from the motherland. Okay, ain't nothing like it. And if you know, you know. So I think it is really advantageous for those of us who, and mind you too, because that's where these ideas of like elitism come in, of this idea of like, okay, you have this perception, you have what you think is this expanded viewpoint of where we are and what we're doing and where we should be going and everything like that. But yeah, but that doesn't mean I don't enjoy zooming in to the macro, to the micro. You know what I mean? That doesn't mean I can't zoom in sometimes to this thing, but that's the point. I get to choose. I'm not stuck.
And yes, that. I also want to acknowledge that Shea Butter Baby Chica. I just saw the comment. But yes, um, it's I'm in a place right now where I'm with even with all the things, the successes I've had in the past, right? I still wake up and I'm still questioning and I'm still, am I good enough? Am I still okay? Are we good? Like, am I going to survive? Am I going to eat tomorrow? Right? Because the fear
Mm-hmm.
of, hey, Mara, the fear of poverty is real. The fear of,
Yeah.
and not even just the lack of money, right? Which is enough trauma. It's
Mm-hmm.
also people's judgment, right? It's
Honestly,
people,
can I tell you? For
please.
me, it's the judgments, it's the treatments that are the
Yes.
worst. I
Yes.
can't think of a time in my life where I have not been, by federal standards,
Hmm.
low income.
Me neither.
Right?
Hmm.
Even at my best, but at my height, I was so comfortable. You know what I mean? Even still, while being low income, because of, again, those value systems that we're passing down. Like, in the last couple of days, I've really been thinking about what has been passed down to me through my bloodline, through the people that I've been able to reach out and touch, and like, and we had a death in the family. Like I said, that stirred up a lot of old things and a lot of old negative things. But when I think about, and I talk about it all the time, of feeling like I'm privileged. Like, I can sit and say, oh, yeah, I've been low income all my life. But the conversations I can have with the different people that I, can sit around and relate to, that haven't, because it's about, how do you feel about where you've been? How do you feel about what was available to you? How do you feel about what was set before you? And how were you able to use it? And what were you using it for? You get what I'm saying? And so for me, that's been like so affirming to me, of like, these values that I've been able to pick out through the ashes, through the storms, through the aftershock. Um, there's still so much treasure there. There's still so much, so rich of a history there. And if that is what you're looking for, you can find it. So that's where that expanding that idea of, oh, it's either this or that. No, what's possible? What do you want to be possible looking in the direction you're looking in? What do you want to put there? It's a blank canvas. What would you, and even, because that can get scary of like, oh, I create reality. Da, 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 da. No, it's more so about what would you like to see? Why don't you just build out a framework and see what comes, that is congruent to that? See if you can gather all those components and create that. Because what's the alternative? Oh, you're sitting in spaces where you're unhappy. You're sitting in spaces where you're triggered. You're sitting in spaces where you're annoyed. You're sitting in spaces where people are like taking advantage of you. What is the alternative?
And I like that because it's almost like they think poverty or Beyonce, right? Like,
right.
It's like Beyonce or bust. Like if you're not. And so what's real is, have you considered that maybe you don't want one?
I don't want to be Beyonce.
Okay.
I think I am so grateful to
gracias.
Beyonce for showing up the way she does so that I can just enjoy the work.
Yes. What you have to sacrifice.
The sacrifice, the scope, the visibility.
Mm-hmm. She can't even go to Target. Like, I mean, we're not supposed to be going to Target right now. But I'm just saying, when we were, she can't
go shopping. She can't just live and
don't
do
nobody
the
want
things
that.
she needs to do.
Right.
When she is just focused on her family and stuff.
People talking about her kids, people sneaking out of bushes to take pictures. That's weird. Like, that's very strange.
Everywhere people, and they looking at you like, what's the problem?
Yes.
Like, they looking at you
people
like,
are eating off of your images, walking to and from the car. That is weirdo behavior, right? But like, and then also like, again, and to your point, what do you really want? Because a lot of people say that they want to be famous. And again, I was listening to this podcast recently, but also like thinking about this, like a lot of people think they want fame because they want belonging. They want affirmation. And same for me. Like when I'm putting my art, I'm gonna be honest, I want people to see my art and like it. I do.
Yeah,
I do. If I put it out there, I want people to enjoy it because I enjoyed making it, and I hope, and I put a lot of love in it. I really hope that you take your time with it and that you enjoy it, right? And so, like, when I'm sharing it and nobody listens to it, or people don't like it, or people leave mean comments or whatever, it can feel like a rejection of me, right? And so, like, I understand the reason why people think that they want to be famous. People think that they want to. I know. Wrong, bad timing.
It was like just chill. All right, not too much.
No, but we on Target fast. We on a Target ban or whatever. But no, like I think that people think that they want that when really they want, exactly, Mara, validation. They want to belong. They want love that is lasting. They want love that is not conditional. They want like, and you don't find that from strangers on the internet. People are fickle. You know what I mean? Like, people are fickle. I've literally had people support me one day and the next day I'm the worst thing in the world. I don't know.
Girl,
like, you know what I'm saying?
It's to this day blows my mind. The types of comments
people are wicked
that will be on your video. And I'm just like, what were you watching? Why are you this angry? What's wrong with you?
Yes. Or triggered, or they feel like they should have access to your body, which is a weird thing. That's happened before. It's like, do y'all really? It's like, and listen, thing, I'm not even talking. I'm not famous, right? I'm talking as me, as somebody with my little platform. And
but
people,
you're more famous than the average bear. Everybody that gets on here is not going to have 40,000 subs. You know what I mean?
Yes,
so whatever they're saying,
I agree.
It'll take time, and it's like, so I have to remind myself of that a lot, because I'll do that measuring thing of like, oh, I'm not here, so I'm not doing it right. No, I have 600 people in a room. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people.
You know what I mean? And that they're just kind of waiting there to be like, oh, what do you have to offer?
Yeah. And isn't that a beautiful thing? When you see that number, those are people who have opted into you. Those are people who have said, I like you. And I want to follow your journey. Like, what an honor.
Right,
and
like, whatever you're talking about, whatever little weird off kilter thing you're talking about while the world crumbles, I want to hear about that.
Yes,
I want to be involved in that conversation.
Yes. So to your point, it's like, I think that because of numbers, it's very easy to be like, oh, I'm not as big as, like, it's easy to compare yourself to other people. But again, you don't know who you're impacting. You can have a lifelong lasting impact on somebody. And obviously I got to pay these bills, but that's awesome. Like that. We think about money, we think about access and fame, but we don't think about the actual human beings
Mm-hmm.
the souls that we're touching, right? And for me, that is every time I get a compliment, it's when I'm learning how to accept compliments. So I'm trying to do a better job at them. Therapy. But like I'm listening to what people say and how people express themselves and even how people show up here. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's a big deal. Like, and so you're a big deal to people and we're looking at ourselves like small pennies. No, like
Yes, it's like, oh yeah, no. Listen, that's what I had to. I was talking about, I think in the last live I did, when I was just kind of just purging. And I was talking about how, like, I get to see myself now outside of myself through this community. I get to see, like, oh, okay, these are things that I had awareness of in myself, but like, I didn't know this could be this special. I didn't know this could be this meaningful. I didn't know this could be this impactful in this way, healing, comforting, creating and holding space, all of those types of things. I didn't know that I was carrying that kind of worth. Oh, 2 L's, I miss you. London, hi. Everyone is a unique star worthy to shine and be seen. Yep. Yep. And that's really what this is. Like, for me, I can sit and say I've been to the depths of that feeling of shame and worthlessness because of the labeling. Like, we're talking about the labeling of artists, the labeling of single mothers. You know what I mean? Of feeling like, oh no, I am now a part of this thing that in the world at large is seen this way. And what do I do and how do I fix it? And oh, they got me all wrong, and just getting so caught up in that external thing, having to find a way to shut everything down and get back to know, who am I? Oh yeah, here's a reminder. Here I can go back and refer. And that's another reason why art is so important, I think. And art doesn't just look like a painting or a song or whatever. Like, how you live is your art. Like I said, the legacy you live is the legacy you leave. That is the message that you leave about yourself and what you meant to the world. So it's not just a matter of, okay, this artistic thing that I'm presenting to you for your consumption and, this transactional, exchange. It's also with this person behind the exchange. How do they show up? And is that congruent to, this thing that they have offered? And what does it mean if it's not? All of these things. She misses you.
I miss
Yeah,
you too.
it's
But
good.
yes.
It's good. No, I feel like um also, one thing that is really I appreciate you so much for is you make it look so safe. You make it look so safe. Like, the more that I listen to your story and I actually listen to you, like, just seeing you, of course it looks safe, so it looks easy, right? But then the way you talk about it and the way you break down these really hard, complicated, messy things that can make you not feel so bright and shiny, it's still safe to do that as well. Because a lot of time, us not doing the art, us not making our art, whatever that may look like, is that feeling of, I will not be bright and shiny. If I do this, I will not be a good thing. I will be a bad force in the world because I'm not, doing what the higher being or the higher, collective or whatever. You feel set apart from the collective, when really, no, you are feeding the collective. You are feeding the collective by even considering the collective and what you're doing. You can feed them still.
Absolutely. Yay, London. It's so good to see you. I
No.
completely agree. Yeah.
So now that we've answered that question, I'd like you to. We already talked about one time where you were like, you're giving yourself over to the process of creating art paid off for you. What is another time? There was a more recent time where you had that. So now we're getting into like something that's replicable. You know what I mean? Like, it's something you were able. It wasn't just a fluke. right? So can we talk about like the more recent instance of you, of your art being recognized outside of you, way outside of your personal sphere, and them saying, hey, can we use this valuable thing that you've created and can we compensate you?
Yes. Okay. So thank you for asking. So more recently, I've had a couple of people. So I have an email in my inbox. If you're listening to this, I'm so sorry. I'm going to get back to you ASAP. I'm so sorry. I am not good at this. Which is why I need help. But yeah, so I recently got asked to put ease. So the song "You Deserve Ease and Life of Peace." Da, 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 da.
Oh,
Okay,
that's my
so
favorite.
oh, good, good. I like that song too. It's fun. So somebody asked to put that in their video game recently.
What video
Yeah,
game?
I
What
think it's
video
supposed to.
game needs those vibes?
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be like a self-care video game kind of thing, and I'm like,
Oh, I would
absolutely,
love to see.
yes.
Yes.
And somebody else recently, it's like two independent films recently want to put ease in their song. I mean, in their song,
Oh,
in their
yes.
movies. So I'm like, yes, like this is. I don't know if it's the thing is I don't necessarily have anything that's like that can be replicated and anticipated.
It's not
And
so much
I
the
find it hard.
thing.
Yeah.
It's not about replicating the art itself, but it's
Okay.
replicating the idea of like the more art you make, the more instances
Yes.
you have,
Yes.
opportunities for people to go, oh, hey, I value this. Can I
Yes.
compensate you?
Yes. Okay. So yeah. So perfect. Thank you. So yes, those. It's literally like the more art you create, the more chances you have at other people seeing it,
Mm-hmm.
liking it, wanting to collaborate with you, wanting to esteem you, whatever it is, right? And I think for a lot of folks, you were talking earlier about like being afraid of not being seen as bright and shiny,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that a lot of us have a fear of failing in public, a fear of
Mm.
looking not the part, like not looking the part in public. And literally I had to practice failing in public and by going live and creating music in real time.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
Because for those who sing in the chat, y'all know the notes don't always be noting. This the vitamin, you sing. What are we talking about? People in chat. So
Right.
like
No,
right.
listen, that's why I don't sing as much like publicly
Mm,
because I'm aware of that stuff.
mhm,
I am picking myself apart.
mhm.
You
And
know what I
that
mean? So when you guys are just like, "Oh yeah, girl, you be singing," I'm like,
you be
"Okay."
singing, okay? And then like, and then when you as a singer, when you get too stuck in your head, that immediately
Hmm.
constricts your throat. You
It
immediately
does. Yes,
can't
that's
breathe, can't
exactly what
sing.
it is. Because it's like if I'm just singing by myself,
Yeah,
oh yeah, we're gonna do. But whenever I even think about, okay, let
yeah,
me put myself in the mindset that people are watching me,
yes, yes,
body tenses up.
same. Because if I can be honest with y'all, I hate performing. I
Oh
hate performing. I
no.
like singing.
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
playing. But I don't like performing, and because performance comes with having to please people. You're no longer in your body.
Yeah.
You're no longer in the flow,
You
right?
have
Like
to be tapped in.
you're tap dancing for other people at that point. I hate
Yeah.
doing that. I hate that. And so whenever I have to please people or, make people feel like, "Oh, you better." This always happens. Okay. When I go back to Philly, back home, my aunt or my uncle or somebody would be like, "You got to sing." Just as recently I had to sing at my uncle's wedding. I got to sing at my uncle's wedding. It was an honor, but I was supposed to sing with my aunties, okay? And my mommy. And that didn't happen. And so when you're when you have made yourself known that you sing, people will automatically be like, "Sing for us." Like,
Girl.
"Sing for us."
Like,
And I'm like,
uh,
"Hold on. Hold on." And so like yes, Mara, exactly. Like so Mara said I struggle with being seen trying, and that's the fear. Like it's the fear of even with being an artist. The reason why I was afraid of owning that is because what if I'm not as successful as insert artist here? What if this person doesn't think that I don't get to call myself an artist because I'm not as accomplished, right? And I think that that goes into performance. It's this big dance. I feel like a lot of the reason why I can't hack it is because a lot of the world is performing. And what I mean by hack it, I mean like go along with the colonization and the indoctrination.
mm-hmm.
Um all of that makes us have to perform. You have to have a good job and make good money, not just to make yourself comfortable, but to look good in the eyes of other people.
Right.
And I think that because so much of our lives are a performance, right? So much of our lives are performance. A lot of us don't even know who we really are. A lot of us never try things because we're afraid of being seen trying.
Mhm.
We're afraid
Mhm.
of being seen failing to be that person that everybody knows us to be. We're afraid of being seen wanting something more than what we have right now. And now we wonder, is this confirmation if I don't have it that I don't deserve it? Right? Like is
Mhm.
what they said about me right? Am I a
Am
failure?
I
Am I a
really
fluke?
that smart? Am I really that insert
Yes.
whatever thing here if
Yes.
it's not manifesting for me
Yes.
in this way?
Yes. And to your and to that point, it's like, am I a failure? And then like, do I have to go back into the small, for me it feels small because it feels constricting, right? Do I have to go back
Mhm.
into the small box to be this person to get loved? Do I have to give up what I really want to do and who I really am to be loved and adored by the people who say that they love and adore me? And I think
Yeah.
that because a lot of my life personally has been performance, I hate performing. I hate, like, I don't like, again,
Yeah.
I like singing. I like singing. I
Mhm.
like playing. I like collaborating. I like having fun and I like the outcome of it. I don't like having to please people with something that's so intimate, like my art process. I don't like
Yeah.
having to audition again for safety. That's what it is. It's auditioning
Yeah.
for enoughness.
It
And I
is
don't want my
because
gift
it's
to be turned
like
into
you're
that. Yeah.
either like in this space where it's just flowing and you're
Hmm.
just naturally giving and you're not feeling like anything is being extracted of you. You're able to give in the way that's comfortable to you, and you're also getting back what you need within, the doing of the thing. But there are these moments when maybe it was always there, but you're made more aware of, oh, you're actually expected to give this. You know what I mean? And or actually you think I'm giving you this, but it's not really what I'm giving you, and you're never going to get, type of like there are different times when your level of awareness, you have to then grapple with the okay, am I going to kind of recalibrate here? Am I going to try to recalibrate to stay here, or am I going to try to move from here? Like what is it that I now need to do with this new information?
Yeah. Because my creativity is my safe place. It's my sanctuary. You know what I mean? And I don't want anybody to come in and defile my sanctuary. I don't, like, in a sanctuary, you shouldn't have to perform. Granted, we know church, like the dance, I think about the dance team immediately. But like, we know that there are performances, but they're usually like, oh yeah, the dance ministry or whatever. It's about like giving a message. And so like, I think if my art is my sanctuary, my safe place, I don't feel safe performing. I don't feel safe being perceived in that way. And so
Mm-hmm.
I like that a lot of the people that follow me don't expect perfection from me. Don't expect a glossy finish, right? Like, don't
Yeah.
expect whatever it is. Like, I'm just me in whatever iteration of creativity that is that day. And I think that dang, I lost my point. Mm-mm-mm.
But you were talking about like you don't want to show up as performing because you feel
Yes.
unsafe, and like you what you just said about you show up and you're not polished, but that's the thing.
Yes. Thank
You
you. Yes.
are it. I think for those who truly get it, my grandma would
Mm.
say, those who mind don't matter and those who matter don't mind.
Mhm. Mhm.
There is a veneer, and not like a veneer like a fake veneer, but of like art.
Yeah.
When we go
Mm.
places and we see the art, we see the ruins,
Mhm.
we see excavated
Mhm.
treasures from Egyptian tombs, we see all those things. Those things aren't as polished or whatever, as they
Mhm.
probably were when they were first made, or maybe they're
Mhm.
more crude than what today's standards would be in terms of production.
Mhm.
But the value,
Mhm.
and the importance, and
Mhm.
and what they represent and what they signify and how they connect us to what came before, like that's sacred. Like that goes
Yes.
beyond just, oh, what are the aesthetics of it.
Mhm.
That's sacred.
Yes. Yes. And it's interesting because even some of my favorite songs, I've said this before, but some of my favorite songs, the singer's voice cracks. There's a song called "The Story" by Brandy Carlisle. She's an
Okay.
amazing singer and songwriter. Brandy Carlisle, the story. I'll send it to you after this. But there's a part in the song where her voice cracks, but it's perfect. It fits. It's
Mm-hmm.
storytelling with her voice, right? And I think that
Okay.
what I've learned is that perfection often masks authenticity, and perfection often masks humanity, because humanity is not
Mhm.
perfect. Humanity is messy, right? Like the stuff that we a lot of the stuff that we like and connect to is not because it's perfect or polished. And I'm saying this to myself in real time. A lot of stuff that we like is not perfect or polished. It is gritty, it is messy. A lot of the songs that we like are brave. A lot of the art that we that we might be drawn to is something that tells the truth that may not be the truth that people usually say, right? Like that we're drawn to that for a reason, and I feel like it's because of the flow and because of authenticity. And I think that we
Mhm.
should stop putting so much
Calling us
pressure on
higher.
ourselves. Yes, yes. We should stop putting so much pressure on ourselves to be perfect. We're not perfect. I think there even and shout out to Mara, you brought up imposter syndrome. I did a live a while ago and how like imposter syndrome is just oppression, right? It's just an idea that was given to us that we're not enough by somebody or someone or some organization or some group of people. And so like even that, like I'm not an imposter. I am an artist, and my art does not look like, sound like X, Y, and Z. And usually, the art that we consume from other artists, we don't see their process. We don't see how they gave up and with a painting and how they painted over the whole painting and started over. You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
and how pissed off they were that they couldn't get the edges right or whatever. Like, but when you look at art, depending on who you are to look at the art. Me too, Chica. I love a good voice crack, especially when it's pure and they mean it. Like it's
Mhm.
when it happens accidentally, icing on cake. But yeah, so um we don't see the process, we see the finished product, and a lot of times we're judging what we're doing based on somebody else's finished product and something that has been beaten to perfection, meaning it's taken the life out of it, the grittiness out of it. Like, and for me, I like art that is gritty and human. I like
Mhm.
imperfect art. I like lines that are not perfectly drawn. I love people who color outside the lines. I like people who do what the artists say don't do. You know what I mean? Like, because that is humanity. And so I think that sometimes we overthink whether our stuff is good enough. It's not about the finished product. Sure, like there has to be, obviously, if you're making a song, and I'm speaking specifically about music because whatever, you
Mhm.
have to hear the song, right? Like it has to be good enough that you can hear the melodies, and if you have harmonies,
Yes.
the harmonies and the different instruments. But other than that, like what people want more than that is real human connection.
Mhm.
And I think that when you see yourself reflected in film, in paintings, in poetry, in music, you feel seen. And I think that that's the most important part, is like seeing yourself first
Mhm.
and seeing yourself as worthy and human enough. And then other people can then look in that mirror that you made for yourself, you fashioned for yourself, and they can see themselves fully. You know what I mean? So I feel like
Yeah.
there's some gifting to people showing up and taking up space because they gave me permission to be imperfect. Okay. They give me
Yeah.
permission to, oh, period. Brandy Carlisle's voice cracked. That means my voice can crack too. That
Exactly.
means,
Yeah.
right?
No, I find myself more and more looking to like humanize
Yes.
the people that I admire so much for doing things, because it's just like, we really do. Idolatry is real, and not necessarily in that way that people be trying to like, oh yeah, you're idolatry. It's like, no, like I just really admire this person. I really respect and revere the work that they've done. And that part of you that's like, oh yeah, I wish I could be something. I wish I could do something like that. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Now, when you start to, we'll take a destiny swap, when you try to destiny swap, that's a problem.
Well, yes, that's wrong.
But when you're just like, you know what? I see this thing, I take this thing as this artist's expression, and what does this inspire me to want to create?
Exactly. Exactly. It's like permission. Like they give you permission.
Yeah, like, oh yeah, we can do this. This is the type of thing we can do, period. Say no more.
Absolutely.
So, what are your nuggets of wisdom, if you could kind of try to pare down, what would you say to people who are at least curious about trying to find the possibility of shaping what creating, um garnering the resources that they need to create and live and care for the people they want to care for, and being a part of community? What are your nuggets of wisdom? And I'm asking as someone who sees you and feels like you're a wonderful point of reference. So what would you share with us about creating that balance.
Yes, thank you for asking. I hope that I can offer some advice. I literally just said, give me the words to say. Um, please give me the words to say. Creating. So, okay, creating resources and community. So, number one, I would say for creating some advice I would give you is don't judge yourself too early or too soon. Don't even judge it while you're making it. Right? Like give yourself permission and room to play and to be imperfect and to make all these messy drafts. Like give your like celebrate yourself for trying and taking up room. Like cuz when you really think about it, you really have to treat your if you're just starting create, your creative practice or like you're trying to get back into it, you got to treat yourself like a kid. When you're when
Mhm.
you're when you're a kid, you're doing the finger turkeys and
Anything
the
goes.
anything.
Anything goes.
Anything, and it's perfect. And what happens when you give if your parents are present, loving, best case scenario, if you give your parent the painting, what do? Oh my gosh, this look at what you
Mhm.
did, that's so amazing. This is the painting.
Yeah.
That's so amazing. Oh, what is this? Oh wow,
Mhm.
that's amazing. Can I put it on the fridge? Like,
Mhm.
be like that. You have to be like that with yourself, and I'm not exaggerating. I'm
No,
not
be
exaggerating.
encouraging.
Yes, like you have to talk to yourself like that, because I love that, Kenny. Don't be afraid to fail. Yeah, you have to talk to yourself like that. The same grace you would give a child, you have to give yourself. And what would you tell that child if they came to you and said, "I'm afraid of failing"?
Mhm.
Right? What would
Mhm.
you say? As a mom, you might say, "You can never fail me. You can never fail in my eyes," right? Or you can whatever advice you want to offer. And how I have to look at myself, I have to give myself unconditional, and obviously I'm working on it. It's a work in progress. But I have to give myself unconditional love, right? Unconditional support and kindness and care. Like literally, Alicia, I don't care that your voice cracked. You're still amazing to me. You're still like, it really starts with yourself and not seeing yourself. Thank you. Not seeing your Don't see yourself as a product. You are not a product, you're a person. Don't see yourself as some sort of industry or some sort of factory. You're none of those things. You're a human being, right? So like when you talk to yourself kindly. These creative practices, thanks, Chica. These creative practices are really about yourself. Before you let anybody else see that, it's about you. It's about centering you. If you want to finger paint. If you want to try your hand at something, try your hand at something. It doesn't have to be good. Also, we have to get rid of this idea that art has to be good.
Mhm.
Who said?
Right, Basquiat is there for you. Is there for you to
But
refer to.
seriously, seriously,
And the
looking
white
at him
people going
creating.
crazy with them
Yes.
scribbles. Okay,
And
scribbles and smears.
seriously, go to a museum. That's what I would say. Go to a museum. Go to the and this is no hate to people who do
Right,
what is the word I'm looking for? Ah,
abstract.
abstract. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Abstract art. Some of that stuff I just don't get. And
Right,
it gets to
right.
exist in a museum. So who's
Listen,
to
like I
say?
said, who am I to poo-poo
Exactly.
something that is clearly so meaningful in the
Yeah.
zeitgeist of human consciousness?
Yes.
But I'm just
Listen,
saying,
it's not for me, but shout out to y'all, right?
shout
Like, and
out to
so
you.
in the same way, go to SoundCloud if you're an
Yeah.
artist. Go to the places, go to Instagram, go see people who are in progress, people who are making things like in real time, people who are failing. There are people who share their journey with starting from zero, not being able to draw, to like now I'm drawing portraits, right? Like you can
Mhm.
see there's wisdom already out there. There are people who you can follow. Oh, good. I mean, that's good. Like,
Yeah.
but to Basquiat's art, he was prolific. A lot of
Mhm.
stuff he made, he didn't think about very much. Brain
Mhm.
to him, and I don't mean that his art was not thoughtful. I
No, it
mean,
was no, it was
yes,
raw self-expression. That's why I say, like,
yes,
I can give him the props that, like, whatever he was doing, it was pure.
yes,
It was
yes.
pure. It was unrefined. It was unfiltered. Why are you?
Kenny is a mess. He's a mess.
But so that's not me trying to say like it wasn't valuable. I'm just saying when I look at it, I'm just like, okay, y'all,
Hmm. Hmm.
fair enough.
Yes, yes, and so looking at Mara's comment, stepping into my healing journey, I kept looking at myself as broken, no unconditional love is what I need. Perfectionist, I never thought I was until I stopped and paused. Yeah, same, and
Mhm.
and
Because you
and
think
I.
a perfectionist shows up perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
You think that a
Oh, that's good.
perfectionist shows up perfectly because they're
Mm-hmm.
what? A perfectionist.
Mm-hmm.
But when you get into the experience of the perfectionist, a big part of them not doing
Mhm.
or doing the most
Mhm.
sometimes is like, I don't think I'm enough. Now there
Yes,
are those people that are just excellent. There are those
absolutely.
people that are just naturally, and that's where they're comfortable.
Yes.
You know what I mean? But there are people. I think there
Mm.
is, space to be held
Mhm.
for those of us that we can turn and recognize that person that's showing up as perfect. That person is like anxiety
Yeah.
in Inside Out too.
Yes. Yes.
You know what I mean?
Mhm. And also, can I also say those perfect people also probably have a community, have a support system. Like they don't they a lot of these people who are able to be perfect and as in like excellent, right? Like these people who are
Mhm.
excellent, they also have a team. They also have people who are helping them. So it really is like um what's the word I'm looking for? It's a collaborative effort. Yes, the talent is there, right? But in order to be excellent, you have to have the right community. And so that goes to the next thing. Resources and
Mhm.
community. Sometimes you ain't got no money, honey. I feel you. And sometimes your
Mhm.
resources may look like something that's not money. Do you know
Yeah.
people? Do you have a connection? Do you
Mhm.
have a job that can pay for your art? I mean, if you're employed, I hats off to you. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Mhm.
If it let your job be your first investor, right? Let your
Mhm.
job, the money that you get from your job, invest in your art so that you can keep creating art.
Mhm.
And so exactly, Chica, perfectionism is stressful and it gets in the way of creating. You can't create choked up. You can't
And
you
to
can't breathe.
what you said, that's a bar there of like, let your job feed your art.
Yes.
If you can't even do your art while doing that job, maybe that needs to be the criteria under
Mm-hmm.
which you choose work
Mm-hmm.
situations. You know what I mean? And that
Mm-hmm.
goes into creating those possibilities for yourself of like, this can be a priority to me.
Yes. Yes. But yeah, mm, yeah, no one is great alone. Yeah, to have I made up literally even I'm thinking about my art that I make. I made up my mother taught me how to read and write. My mother gave me my first
Mhm.
language, right? Like she taught me how to use words together and string them along in a sentence, right? Like she gave me language. Again, my grandmother, my mom, my aunties gave me music. My parents gave me music based on their taste. My photography, right? Like I always carried a camera, but the first people I took pictures of was my family, right? They helped me get in my practice. Like the community made me. And so like
Mhm.
I want to make sure that I'm taking good care of my community and I'm doing well with the gifts that they've instilled in me. And that's what I'm trying to do. And also like pay them back in a way. My grandmother's no longer living, but I'm hoping that I can
Mhm.
still honor her
Mhm.
in my creativity. So there's that. And also again,
Yeah.
yes, your job, it's okay if you're employed and you're an artist. You're not a failure. Because we live under capitalism, a lot of us have jobs and are artists. When I was a photographer, I had a job most of the years I was a photographer. I was doing weekend gigs or like
Mhm.
I would work during the week and on Saturdays and Sundays I would have mini sessions or mini sessions are like 30 minutes of photography based on
Mhm.
like if you want to portrait this location, show up and you pay your money and whatever. Like I had to do what I had to do in between the
Mhm.
cracks.
Mhm.
And that's going to happen sometimes getting started. And also I would say figure out what you really want. Make sure that you're not pining after what you think success is. Define success for yourself, right?
Yeah.
Like
And feel it like that's probably another live we'll have to get into
mhm,
actually like, how does one feel? Because I
mhm,
think a big part of this is we are so, and that's why the work that Marissa does is so
yeah.
important, of
Yes.
how detached we actually are from our bodies.
Yes.
So when we're in these quote unquote normal everyday, you know uh proper,
Yes.
responsible situations of working for these entities, of working for these other people, of working for these bigger corporations, of
Mhm.
seeking and maintaining this quote unquote stability within this societal structure, that we're so disconnected from the actual toll on our bodies, on our quality of life, on how we are living, and just how shut down and disconnected we are from that authentic self-expression.
That. And to Marissa, I'm gonna butcher this, but I'm paraphrasing what she said. But like your calling or your whatever your thing is, whatever you're creating is not gonna require your suffering or your destruction. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and so to your point, I've realized even with my artistry, how detached from my body I was when I was
Mm-hmm.
creating because I was worried about the numbers. I was worried about the money. I was worried about what people would think. And even that one thing about performing, the reason why I don't like performing is I'm out of my body. Like I can't even, before I sing, it's like I have a panic attack. I don't know. Like,
Ooh,
again, there's some deep stuff there, whatever. Oh
really?
yeah, for sure. Oh, for sure. Before I sing, I can't breathe. I can't eat. I literally cannot
Ugh.
eat before I sing because my stomach will hurt. And
Oh
so,
no.
yeah, because I get a nervous stomach. I have IBS. It is what it is. She's
Yeah.
sensitive. And so, like, I have to do what I have to do to listen to my body now. And even with the creative process, it doesn't feel good to me to have a regimen of me posting on YouTube every week. It feels anxiety inducing, panicking starts to happen. Like, and I also realize a lot of that stuff, and I'm just gonna be honest with y'all, a lot of that stuff is my own insecurities of me feeling unimportant or small, or like people are going to forget about me, or
Mm,
I don't matter as
mhm,
long as I'm producing or creating. That
mhm,
there's a
mhm.
whole, like, there's a lot of different things. So I would say for you, try to figure out why, what you want to do, and why. What is
Yeah.
success to you, and why do you think it is? And then ask why multiple times, because sometimes you'll find, oh, again, I want to be famous. Why? I want people to know my name. Why? I want people to remember me. Why? Right? Like, Kilo. I want sorry. Please.
Uh,
But no, like, you want why? And then sometimes when you get to the heart of it, right? The heart of it is, I want love. I want to matter to
mhm,
somebody. And so for
mhm.
those reasons, that might not be the right
And
reason to go pursue that artistry.
you might not need a whole audience
No.
for that.
No. You need friends, right? Like, you need
You need some
community.
friends.
Right? Like, and it's also dope that you are loved and adored by the people that show up, right? But that's like,
Mhm.
that's not like, you're not supposed to be getting that from that. The creation of it is for you. It feels good to you. Like, I feel like the
Mhm.
process should feel good. If the process don't feel
Yeah.
good, don't do it, right? Like, if it,
So
do it
how
in your
about
own way. Mhm.
listen? Because even with all the stuff that had went on recently, and us talking about it and me talking about it with different people, and it being kind of like a thing of like, oh yeah, now you know, and I'm like, no, like no, not I actually miss it. You know what I mean? Like, I actually miss it. I wish it could be the same. I wish we could go back. You know what I mean? Like, it was that good. But that's oh my God. I'm so sorry about
It's
this.
okay. That's life.
Okay.
It's all good. I can hear
The
you.
neighborhood is always like, I want to be in it too. Um, but no, just I wanted to be in that space of that flow. You know what I mean? Of feeling like I said, I feel something so wrong doing the right thing. I feel something so right doing the wrong thing. I felt so at peace. I felt like, yes, this is where I want to be. Even think about being, if you ever saw imagery or media of someone being kind of suspended in space, but still just moving things, just making things happen. That's what that felt like for me. You know what I mean? And have everybody like, yeah, thanks for your help. Thanks for, yes, you're guiding me along on the track I need to go on, or you're just bringing some sunshine to my day, or you're just a listening ear for, what I need to, or you're just the fact that you're here lets me know that this is a safe space. Like those are the things that I look to say, okay, I'm being successful here because I'm being successful at what is I want to bring. So I'm successful in that area. But like I said, there's still that balance of, okay, now how do we make that coincide with my actual material needs?
Oh
You
yeah.
know what I mean?
Yes. I will say, as an artist, try everything. If like,
Mm-hmm.
literally make a list of potential, if we're talking specifically about money, right? Like, make a list of potential things that you would want to try, that sound good to you, and then take a little mini, like a week or a month, and do it for fun and see how you like it. That's my because I think that a lot of people, oh, like, I like the idea, for I'll use me as an example. I like the idea of being a photographer, but what kind of photographer? And you wouldn't know what kind of photographer you would want to be unless you started being a photographer, right? Unless you started taking pictures. Um, I don't know. I'm trying to think. Painting. Do you want to make a living where people are depending on your finished works to eat, or do you want to make stuff that you want to make and keep that to yourself and then teach other people how to paint, right? Like, you got to figure out like what your temperament is. And so for me,
Mm-hmm.
I'm a very small community person. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not a big thousands of people. I'm just not like, I
Mm-hmm.
like connecting one-on-one with people and like in small groups. And so like for me, yeah, there's some stuff again that just don't fit my temperament. And that's okay. Cause again, like Marissa said, it's not going to cost you your well-being, your mental health, your physical health. Like nothing should cost you any of that. Your relationships with other people, like, and obviously with a caveat, with an asterisk on the side, because some people will just, take themselves away and off. But like these
Mm-hmm.
things, the art should just be it should be fulfilling something for yourself. It should not be destroying your life. And so if
Yeah.
your life is being destroyed with your art, it probably, you can do something different. You probably, because you don't have to suffer. You don't have to suffer long to be successful. You can make a living as an artist making 60, depends on where you live, making 60K a year, right? Like you can make a living making 120 a year. Like you have to determine what is enough for you. So try everything. Okay, I'm trying to think of things to say about making money, because I really do want to offer some advice about making money. Do
Mm-hmm.
you have like a specific question? I guess maybe
Um.
because I feel
So
like,
when it comes, because it's like, okay, I'll say this for you. Do you
mhm,
feel, and this is me taking a liberty to kind of intuit that you still don't feel secure, even though
ooh,
you've been able to do this
mm-hmm,
multiple times,
mm-hmm,
that
mm-hmm,
it still feels insecure for you.
mm-hmm,
And I think that the assumption and the belief is that when once you've achieved it, that you will feel like, oh yeah, I got it. It's not anything I worry about anymore.
yeah, no, that's unfortunately for me, that's not the case. There are people who set up their lives in a way so that they can, in their business for their art, in a way so that they can make money consistently. And
Mm-hmm.
the way that I have outlined my life so far is that it usually is in spurts or like big projects that I make money.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, there are feelings of insecurity for sure. There are times when money has run out, or is running out, I should say. And I'm like, oh God, where's the next paycheck gonna come from? And then something else happens, right? And that's how I get to live my life. It's not fun all the time. But I don't think that there's ever a time, unless we make it so, where people are just like, yeah, I've arrived. Because even in your 9 to 5 job, that never happens. It's always about climbing the ladder. Can I get a raise? Can I do more? Can I get, like there's always something more to do. But I think what I have to realize is I have all my needs met. I'm good. It really takes me reality testing with me,
Mm-hmm.
with myself. Alicia, you're not starving. You're not
Mm-hmm.
unhoused, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
Alicia, you have friends, you have community who will not let you be unhoused, right? Like there are things, and not because I'm using them, but because
Right.
we are deep friends. And if the
Right.
tables were turned, I would do the same thing. You feel me? So like I
And
think
because I contribute things that aren't
exactly.
even quantifiable, at least not in my mind,
Exactly.
that they value enough to where they were just like, hey, you just come be here
Yes.
if you need
Yes.
to be, just so that you're okay and I have access to you. You
Yes.
come be here.
And that is the beautiful things about, again, when I was talking about how people want to become famous because they want friends or they want love. You need real friends, because my friends love me and they don't care that I sing. They don't care. They don't care. Like it's not about what I can. It's not, oh, Alicia can sing. Alicia's an artist. They don't, like, they care as in they're supportive. Let me rephrase that. They care, but they're not. They don't value me because I create. They value me because I'm me. And so, like, what I will say as an artist, you need people who value you because of you. Exactly, Shika. That's real community. You need people who value you for you, not what you can give them, right? Even though I understand relationships are all about reciprocity, but it's not about transaction. You feel me? Like, there's a difference. There is give and take, and like I love and support and whatever.
It's
Not
intuitive. It's more
yes,
intuitive. It's not so much about like, oh, I know exactly what it is I'm trying to get out of you
exactly.
when I approach it. It's like, no, we're kind
Hmm.
of feeling with each other, and our
Hmm.
intention is such that it's like, oh no, you've got what I need right now in this
Yes,
way, and I've got what you need right now in this
yes,
way. And if there are more people, there are more, things that they're bringing to the table, and
yes.
we're all together. You ever heard of that story called Stone Soup?
Yes. Oh my
It's the
gosh.
stone soup thing. It's just like, okay, I have nothing but this stone, but by the time we all come together and make this thing, we're all having a great time. We're all being nourished. We're all being cared for. We have community. We know each other exist. We're coming together, and it's beautiful.
It's beautiful, and it's because it's about the person and their soul, right? It's not about um like in a relationship, in whether that be platonic, whatever, like in relationship, I feel like the beautiful thing is when you can put down all that stuff the outside world makes you be like, makes you put on, like
Mm-hmm.
when you can come into a relationship and unfold and take off all that stuff, right,
Mm-hmm.
all that armor, all that projection, all that masking we do, so
But
that we're
even go back
Mhm,
and so from that stuff that you're taking off and be
mhm.
like, oh, I have this. You need this?
Yes,
Because I just
yes.
happen to have had. I was carrying
Yes.
this
That's the
here.
beauty. That's the beauty of community. Absolutely. And you realize that in a reciprocal relationship, right? Like you will always have your need. I think that what one thing that frustrates me is that people are always like, we need to no. It's like, no, if we took care of each other, we wouldn't need to work as hard as we work.
Mm-hmm.
If we all considered one another, and obviously this is a perfect world. I know I live in my mind. I'm like, why don't we just love each other? And why don't we just not kind?
You heard me. I
You
was
know,
devastated. Okay, I'd be devastated.
what do you mean you all hate each other? What do you
Like,
mean?
how can you? There's so many beautiful things.
Exactly. And so, like, yeah. Anyway, but yeah, I think that you find that when you take care of community, community takes care of you.
Mm-hmm.
When you take care of people in need, it comes right back around. And not because that's the point, but because I remember what you did for me back then. I got you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
And I
oh, I remember.
recognize that, like,
Mhm.
you didn't have to. That I didn't see transactionality in that. You just did that. Like, you were tapped in. We weren't even talking about what was going on. You just knew me enough. You remembered. You thought of me and said, like I said, hey, I got this thing that I don't necessarily need right now. Do you need it? Here.
Simple. It's simple and it's love. And I love one thing I love is sharing. I do. I think there's magic in it. I think it multiplies things. Even not just when you think about it, right? When you find something beautiful and you share it with someone you love, that expands. That person shares it with somebody else, right? Like in the same way, like when we share with each other resources, information, connections, ideas, right? It grows, it expands. And
Yeah.
like because you're in that community, you're going to grow with it and expand with it, and you're going to benefit from it as well. So, yeah, I think that's beautiful.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Yay. Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
So, well, I think that we have gotten to the bottom
Have we?
of
Okay.
this. I mean, like, there's always more to talk about, but we had the conversation I wanted to have. Thank you so much
Of course. Thank
for
you. Thank you for having
sharing and
me.
for being willing, to be questioned in this way.
Of
I
course.
wanted to ask you, would you
Mhm.
be willing? Now, mind you, they don't be coming up, but would you want to open up the floor for anyone to like come up and talk with you?
I would love that. I would love that. Even if they have questions or
Okay, so
anything, because
now
I don't know if I did it.
Alicia said she would love that. So people have to come and talk to Alicia because this is very, very special. But in the meantime, while we wait, so what do you think? Like, how did you like this conversation?
I liked it. I just hope that I was helpful. I
Oh,
think
girl,
I'm always,
please.
judging
No,
myself.
absolutely. You did. This is what's so funny about this. And this is why these conversations are important because
Yes.
you see, like, this is real life. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, so many people feel like once you do the thing, it's like, all right, now I'm a new person. I know, and I am not questioning anything. And it's
Mm,
like, no, like, you're
no.
still constantly like, maybe, I don't know, I'm just me.
Yeah.
I'm just
I
me.
I think again, there's no. I think it's interesting when you are at a place and you're like, when I get here, then I'll be whatever. Then you get there and you're like, there's always something more. There's always something different and more. And like, no, I still struggle with insecurities. I still struggle with how I'm gonna make money, how I'm gonna pay my bills, like everybody else. Everybody has the same thoughts in their heads, right? Like
Oh
so.
no! Who is jumping? Do you,
No, girl,
girl? Do
light
you
work,
feel like
please.
we are coming? We are jumping you. We didn't
You're
want to do
a whole
that. You
superhero.
are exactly,
What are
girl.
we
Like, you
talking
don't
about?
even freaking know. I just be like, this woman,
Yeah.
this surgeon, this learned doctor
Hello.
talks to me casually. What?
And I love how Kilo talks about her artistry being her patience.
Yes,
I think that that is so dope.
that is so
That is dope.
amazing that you created that for yourself. You just like, you know what? I got to do this anyway. I'm going to
Yes.
enjoy it. I'm going to just
Yes.
do it so good.
Yes. Can I
Yes, UPS is such an honorable job.
it is. Period. It pays the bills.
Your job at UPS.
Girl,
Who
please.
told you that
Right.
lie?
Right.
Who told you that lie? No, girl, you are her. Okay,
Yes.
you are that girl.
Yeah. And I
I
also,
was,
oh, sorry.
no, I was just saying. I was just thinking about like what you. That is so amazing.
It is.
It's incredible. Oh my
It
god. But
is.
you go ahead. What were you saying?
No, I was just gonna say, like, I think that a lot of people, and I'm not talking about Kilo specifically, but I think that some people separate, like, oh, you're an artist, and or I am this and you're other, or you are this and I am other. It's like, no, like, it's all, we're all playing our parts. We're all in the community doing
It's
what we're supposed
all
to be doing.
art. No, the
Yeah,
fact that you recognize it as art, the fact that you see it as art, the fact that you view it as art, like you're no different from.
no,
You're not detached at all from any of the stuff we're talking about.
no, not at all.
At all.
Not at all. So
Like
yeah,
that is
like,
amazing.
I do want to answer someone. So Miss Fadir asked a question. Can I answer it if
Yeah,
that's
go
okay?
ahead.
Okay. Miss Fadir, hi. She says, how do you start something when you don't have all you need? Do you buy as you go, or do you get all at once? I'm into photography and video, but my phone camera is the worst. Okay. Um, okay, yes. So Yolanda answered, but I do want to offer to you that you can still the photographer is not made by the camera. It's a tool, right? Like, it's a way to get the thing done. What I will say is, if you're just starting photography, I would say get a kit camera. You can get that, again. I know we're not supposed to be going to Target, but you can get it online. A kit camera from like Canon. My first camera was a Canon TI3. I don't know what model they're on right now, but it's a kit camera and it comes with a kit lens, right? And so you can actually learn how to use the camera, how to use ISO and aperture and all those different things, without having to break the bank, right? So even if you can start with your camera on your phone, because that starting with your camera on your phone is not necessarily about the finished product. It's about your eye and practicing, right? So and it's good on your camera because you can put the grids up. It's a whole thing. So you can put the grids up. You can do like the rule of three. You can, like, there are certain things. Again, there are also a lot of videos online. I'm gonna say lots of videos online, to learn how to become a photographer. But I will say, with the camera, it's on your phone. It's easy to see because you have a big screen of seeing the whole scene. With a what am I trying to say? With the camera, with the Canon, because it has interchangeable lenses, you can. I'm not going to Target, Chica.
I'm
They will
cracking
not
up
see
in the
my
back.
coins. It's just, I don't know what to do anymore. I don't know
Oh.
where to go. But no. But yeah, so you can get the kit lens because you can change out the lenses so that when you want to try new lenses, you can just put those on there. So the lens that I will say, if you're gonna get a lens, a 50, it's called a nifty 50. So it's a 50 millimeter camera, usually used for portrait photography. I cannot speak. So but that's like for later on. But first I would say, use your phone to get used to creating the images that you want to create. And then when you want to purchase a camera, I would recommend, I'm a Canon girl. I know some people like Nikon or whatever. I just use Canon because that's what I got and what I stuck with. It's not personal. It's not like, whatever, but a Canon T, whatever the version is now, is a great camera to start. That's the first camera that I ever started on. So I don't know if that's helpful, but yeah, but I think the tool is just the tool, but you're the artist. You're the magic. Like, right? Like, so people make art with their phones all the time, with their phone cameras all the time. It's not necessarily about that. It's about what you want to create and what you want to communicate, right? So
Yeah, I
I hope
think
that
that's
makes
so
sense.
important. That's such a big deal to think about because for me, someone who has that perfectionist spirit, um, it is that thing of like, I don't have the right tools, or this assumption that it's not going to come out the right way because you think, oh, you need to have it be this specific way in these ways that like you at that moment can't control, as opposed to just this is what I'm going for and let me express what I can from my vantage point towards that end and that aim. And even if I don't get it exactly right for myself in this time, I'm a little bit closer.
Absolutely. And again, like, back in the day, they didn't have all this stuff, right? They didn't have all these things. They had maybe one camera and one lens and some film. They didn't know what the photos were going to look like until they got to the dark room, where we are now.
Girl,
Like, we
think about how they used to have to paint. They used to
yes.
have to paint everything,
Yes.
everybody.
Yes. Yes. So yeah, so it's so I think that I think it's easy to get caught up, and I'm saying this because I got caught up in it. Oh, I need to buy X, Y, and Z. I need to get this lens. I need to get this camera. Oh God, to be a professional, whatever. It's like, no, like you are the artist. You are the tool. And I don't mean as to be used and whatever. It's your eye. Photography is your eye. It's what you see. That's what you're communicating. And that could be communicated with a phone, a Canon camera, whatever. Like it can be communicated however you want to do it. And you can also in post edit it how you want to edit it. So like, give yourself grace and have fun. That's what I would say, have fun. But yeah. Oh no, thank you, Yolanda. I appreciate it.
Of course, this has not happened. I can't remember the last time this has happened.
It's all good.
Neighborhood.
Because if I can real quick, something about the photography thing, right? Like a camera is just an eye, right? A camera is just made off of like your eye, like your pupils dilate and contract based on how much light is lit in. The camera does the same thing, right? So when you're taking a picture, you're just allowing people to see what you see from your perspective. Like that's you can focus on what you want to focus on. I can look across the room and focus on there's a Christmas tree in the corner. It's okay, don't worry about it. I'm looking at the Christmas tree, right? And everything in the foreground is out of focus. Everything in the far away is in focus, right? It's the same thing. So like your eye is the art. The camera is just allowing your eye, what you see, to be put on film so that other people can see what you see in the way that you see it. So yeah, so you have
to have the vision first.
Yes,
so
exactly.
Just focus on the vision.
Yes,
and focus on bringing as much of the vision to the forefront as possible.
Practice seeing. Seriously, we see, right? We have eyes. For those who can see, we see. But like, have you practiced seeing? Like, what do you really see? Have you tried changing your perspective? As a kid, right? Talking about being a kid again with your art practice. I think this is good for any artist. It doesn't matter what medium you use. Change your perspective. A kid is small. A baby is small, right? Like, so their perspective is literally down to the ground looking up at everybody else, right? And so I think that when you have that perspective, you can, what you can imagine, what you can see is beyond what a human adult can see, because we're so used to seeing from up here. And I think that the biggest thing with art is really changing your perspective, changing the perspective to your perspective. Like, what is interesting to you? For me, I have a lens that is like a macro lens. Now I'm ranting. I'm sorry, but I have a macro lens.
Not a rant. This gives the people what they want.
Okay, good. Okay, glad. Okay, so I have a macro lens, and so basically that means that when you take a picture of something small, it looks big, like it's very detailed, right? So I could take a picture of a blade of grass, and it looks like a forest. And that's one of my favorite things to do, because we're around such beauty all the time, but we never actually look. We don't see, we don't witness, we don't take time to actually see. And so I think what I love about photography is that it slows me down. It's a meditative process. It slows me down, gets me in my body, and helps me to see. What do I see? What matters to me? What communicates to me? And what can I capture with my film? So I think whether you use your phone, again, your camera, I think that's what's more important. It's not the tool. It's you. It's your perspective. And I think from your perspective, a child can take a picture on their camera and it's fascinating. If they took a picture, think about this. If you saw a picture from the ground, right, looking up, like from the grass looking up, and if the camera looks like there's this tall forest of grass around me in the sky, that's interesting. That's interesting, right? That's gonna draw you to that photo, because we're not used to seeing the world like that. We hardly ever lay on the grass and look up into the sky. So like that, right? And there's my favorite photographer. One of my favorite photographers is Carrie Mae Weems. So
I've heard of her.
Yes. Okay. Yes. So
was she at? Would you know? Was she at the Met last year?
Well, I'm not sure.
Like I saw some of her stuff last year.
I hope she was, because she is that girl, and she has thank you, Wake Up. She has a series called the Kitchen Table. It's a classic. I'm sure people have. So basically, it's a photo project where she sets the camera. It's like this long kitchen table, and she's on one end, and the camera's on the other end, right? And literally, it's just what Black people do. Black women specifically do at a kitchen table: doing hair, eating, playing cards, communing with folks. What else? Like, greasing someone's scalp. Like that's interesting, because that's our perspective, right? That's something that I love, because it's very Black. It's very unapologetically Black. The cigarettes and the card playing, like that is Black. And so being able to see the world from her perspective, but also being seen, is what's
Yes.
interesting in that series. So I would say that use your perspective to act to see, but also to communicate what you see and
To
what's valuable to
amplify,
you. Yes.
to
Yes.
amplify what it is that you are perceiving.
Yes. Yes. I love that. So yeah. I can talk for about art for days, but yes, that's my
No,
advice.
it's amazing. You might want to branch off into like more of this kind of deep. I mean, your discussions are always deep, but
Thank
I
you.
think like it's really important the mechanics of how we make this stuff work, because there is kind of this veil of this idea of like, oh, if you're artistic, you're not thinking about, really taking care of yourself. You're not thinking about yourself in an adult way. And I think part of it is because you do need to kind of go back to that childish perspective that you're talking about in order to really just freely let your creativity flow. But there is something to be said. It is possible to do both, and we do it all the time. There's always that negotiation going on. So I think if we really just make ourselves aware of it and like stop trying to label ourselves as one or the other, or either I'm doing it or I'm not, or I'm successful at it or I'm a failure at it or what, it's like, no, it's a continuous process that keeps going on and on until we expire, until we leave this plane of existence.
Yes. And I also want to drop in Grandma Moses. I don't know if y'all have
Mm.
heard of her, but she started painting in her 80s and now she's like
Mm-hmm,
known as
mm-hmm.
this like amazing artist. So it doesn't matter the age, it doesn't matter the time that you find it. It's never too late. It's never too late. And to this day people are still talking about Grandma Moses and she just started. I mean, she's passed now, but like but she at the time she had just started in her later years and she's still able to make an impact. And I think that sometimes we downplay it because, oh, we'll never be Michael Jackson or whoever, right? We'll never be, you're not supposed to be them. You're supposed to be you. And we need your perspective. Like that is already taken care of. We need your art. We need your creations. Being on YouTube is a creation, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
that's still, we're collaborating, making art right now in real
Yeah,
time.
no, I think of that all the time. Like, even when because I find myself, I have that ambitious spirit of like, okay, reports and paper and data. We need, we need deliverables. I have that aspect of myself, but so many times I tell you guys all the time, like I see avenues to start bringing in revenue if that's all I really want to do. If I want to make that my priority, I have stuff here that I could do, but that's not what I want to do. Like that's not all I want to bring. That's not the priority or the top of the pyramid for me. And I'm still trying to find that balance. And so it's wonderful to me to know that like I was able to drift into the sphere of someone like you who's just doing it. You know what I mean? And who has a point of reference for me. Like that is such a blessing and a gift. I am so honored to be in proximity to you. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm honored. Like, and I'm honored. I'm tongue tied, obviously. I'm honored, and I see what you're doing too, and I see the impacts you're making. You put on a whole summit, like you put on a whole summit. That's a big deal, and like you are walking. You're literally walking by faith. You're doing the things, like, and yeah, I'm honored to be around you. Like you're moving and shaking, and yeah, you're a
Girl,
big
I'm
deal.
trying, girl. I'm trying, but that's that thing of like, and I'm recognizing you like I don't know what I'm doing for moment. Like I just feel like literally I'm just slapping stuff together, and everybody's like, "This is amazing." I'm like, "Is
Yes.
it? Oh,
That's how it be
great."
feeling. And I think that's the thing. People are looking for, I know I was looking for guarantees. And I was looking
Hmm.
for like the
Yeah,
path,
that's
right?
what's missing. That's what
Yeah.
that's what makes me feel undisciplined.
Yes, same.
That's what
Same.
makes me feel undisciplined, because it's like when you're in these structures, these established structures that you
Yes.
just kind of slide into, you feel like, okay, well, I can judge whether I'm passing or whether I'm failing. With
Yeah.
this, like I'm literally providing the structure and I don't even know
Yes.
what to make. I don't even know what I'm doing. It looks like
Yeah.
this one day and then maybe I have to take it down and shape it another way another day. Like I don't know
Hmm.
when is enough, when I should leave things there, when I should just add on to those things or completely demolish. I don't know. I'm
Yes.
trying to figure it out, but I do know
Hmm.
that I let my enjoyment be a part of that, what I use to determine if I'm doing
Yes.
it quote unquote right or successfully.
Yes. Can I share some? So every project that has been successful has been a joyous project. Like
Mm, oh,
joy. Oh. I know. Okay, there you are. Yes,
Okay.
yes. Joy is the way. Like there, I put out a video a while ago about like how well for a lot of things. Number one, like joy is my fist. Like I think whatever. I think that it's revolutionary to be a happy Black woman, and then also like to prioritize your joy and to trust that joy is the way. And I think for a long time I thought even in my art it had to be hard to count. It has to be hard and difficult and strenuous and all. But all the projects I had for fun, those are the ones that are profitable. Those are the ones that came back to me and blessed me. Those are the ones. It's not the ones that I thought was going to be the thing, right? And so I've learned to just kind of, okay, period. I'm trusting joy. I'm trusting that my soul may know the way, even if I don't. And one thing that I always, the image that comes to mind is like a puzzle, and how every step I take is a little puzzle piece that's putting together a bigger puzzle. I don't know where this puzzle piece is going to go. I don't know who she's connected to. I don't know what's going on. But at some point, the further I get away from what I did, okay. Okay, got it. That piece had to go there to get to that person. And okay, got it. Because it would never happen if I didn't do the joyful thing. If whatever I do that is hard and difficult, I'm learning is the reason why I'm doing it is because, and I'm not saying that things that are also joyous are not hard or heavy sometimes. They can be, but it's not burdensome and it's not sorrowful. There's a different kind of hard that feels worth it to me, right? And so when I'm doing the stuff that is joyful to do, it puts me in my right frame of mind. It helps me to create honestly and authentically. I have a great time. I'm more likely to complete it because it's fun, right? So I put it out there, and I've learned to just trust the journey as it unfolds. The steps are laid as I take the steps. There is no path that's made. I don't know. I can't see that far, but I can see right here. And right here is my business. That's it. Like I think that's something that I've learned over the years. The only thing I can control is right here, right now. The only thing I cannot control who sees it. I cannot control if somebody wants to offer me something later for it. I cannot control any of that. Like all I got is right here, and I'm doing the right thing right now and hoping that something in the future happens. And yeah, so yeah, the joyful stuff I'm learning. Oh no, vitamin. Okay. But yeah, I'm learning to trust that joy is the way, but I'm also learning to trust joy again. Because joy has not been joy has not been a thing that has been promoted too much to trust. We're often taught like don't listen to your heart, don't follow, like don't, like that kind of stuff, especially like whatever. I grew up Christian, so like in Christian spaces, your heart is deceptive above all else. It's like, no, actually, no, it's not. My heart is not deceptive. My heart wants to sing. Like that's like, so anyway, yes, I do that with my old creative writing from high school and college. That's beautiful. Yes. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Vitamin.
That makes total sorry. I told you I'll be struggling
It's all
over
good.
here.
It's all good.
But no, that is incredible. Like, and that's why I'm so excited. Like,
Vitamin, you're breaking up a little bit.
with you. This is iteration of an idea.
Sorry, Vitamin, you broke up a little bit. Can you hear me? Sorry. Well, you'll come back. Yay. Yay. um okay, I'll just keep talking. But yeah. Joy is the way. I think I'm learning that joy is the way. And I'm learning that joy is trustworthy. I know. Yeah, I'm learning that joy is trustworthy, and that hasn't been. I didn't think that it was trustworthy before, but I'm seeing in real time that like over the years, she has been. Joy has been trustworthy. It doesn't have to be hard just to count. The fun stuff counts too. So yay. I know. I'm hoping she'll come back and we can finish. Kilo, please. Okay, yay. Vitamin, you there? Ah. Mm-hmm. Ah. Ooh, Yolanda says, Alicia, have you ever seen the documentary Finding Vivian Mayer? Such a great story about a phenomenal photographer who hid in plain sight. No one knew of her gift until her death. No, I have not. Oh, yay. Okay, Vitamin, are you here? Not start
Okay,
singing.
I'm here,
Okay,
girl.
yay. I can hear you.
Look, I just realized I can do this. Look, I can put the thing up. Do you see the
That's
screen?
fancy. I do see it.
Isn't it? That's why I love Restream, child. I love me some Restream. It be jumping around sometimes, but like,
It's very cute. I like it.
yeah, that's some way of letting me know, like, girl, okay, we gave you all this time to go ahead
They were
and
generous.
say what you want to say. You've been on for like 2.5 hours. Okay, enough. But I just want to thank you
Real quick,
so
Vitamin, could you
much.
repeat what you said last?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Please, I'm sorry. When you
Oh,
went
I
out the
had put
last
it in the
time.
thing. I
Oh,
was. Let me try to see if I can find what I said. Did it take what I said? No, it didn't. I was saying you and I have had like so many different ideas about conversations we wanted to have. And this is like the sixth different, the sixth idea we've had. So we have other things we can talk again soon, like any of these or any new things, because it's always amazing together with you and like shoot intention out into the universe. It's so good. And I
yes.
love what shows up, what reflects back to us when we do it.
I'm glad. This was awesome. This was beautiful. Thank you for having me. I appreciate you.
Yay. Kilo is on my nerves. Talking about I'm on
Kilo be
TV
crack.
drama. Please leave
Yes.
me alone, girl. I'm gonna have to start doing this from now on, especially since y'all don't want to come up when I put y'all up here. You're gonna be up here, but will interact with me, okay? All right. So with that, I bid you all in the good evening. Thank you so much for coming and kicking it with us. Thank you, Alicia, again for dropping all these
Thank
pearls and
you.
diamonds and pearls,
Yeah.
all of those things.
Sing. Come on, Prince. Yes.
Oh gosh, and you don't have to go stream. I don't even think of intro, child. I just be doing whatever.
You said you're surviving off vibes?
Yes, and they're the best
Yes.
vibes. So it
Okay.
but you don't have to.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream. Love to all you guys. Thank you for
Yes.
watching. You want to, donate to the channel to try to help me to be able to, keep doing what I do here. That is the option to you to do monetary, likes, share, subscription, all those things. Share, benefit from this. Share with a friend you think that's what
Mm-hmm.
like the vibe, whatever. You can also click and share things with people if you. It's not me trying to put you.
Oh, no. Oh. But yes, please like, share, subscribe, y'all. Support Vitamin. Support her. Send her
I'm
some
back. Yeah, let
hashtags
me
if you want
go.
to. Okay,
All right, I'm
good.
cutting it off now.
Yay.
Bye.